Welcome to LoganRobo's channel, broadcasting live on twitch.tv/LoganRobo and on youtube.com/LoganRobo. Tonight's game is Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit. Our time with Gregory Edgeworth seems to be winding down, and although he won't necessarily be taking a stairway to heaven anytime soon, he will be taking an elevator there. Thank you for tuning in to twitch.tv/LoganRobo and youtube.com/LoganRobo. Please enjoy the stream. And we are live! How is everybody doing? I see Extemporaneous was here bright and early with a lurk and a random Transformers check. Submarauder, who is bro? And why is bro? I actually glanced over and I saw that right after I did my little pre-show, welcome to LoganRobo's channel blurb there. And because I do have like a really small version of Submarauder. He's right here. He's what's called a pretender. It's Autobots that would disguise as humans and Decepticons that disguise as monsters. So he's like a sea monster type of a guy. That's why it's called Submarauder, because he's like submarine and a marauder, because he's a bad guy. So he's this little monster dude here. I don't know if Vero is here to see this guy as well, but thank you for that, Extemporaneous. And Extemporaneous also has a would you rather. Also, would you rather it always be Valentine's Day or April Fool's Day forever? Assuming, I'm guessing you mean like just that every day becomes that holiday and not like being stuck on a Groundhog Day type of a situation with it. I would go, I think, Valentine's Day. April Fool's Day is fun, but I feel like if that was every year, it would get really frustrating. It's like, I get it, everybody's dishonest. But Valentine's Day, it sucks being single, but I feel like you'd eventually be able to kind of just tune it out. So yeah, Valentine's Day. If anyone else believes that my logic is faulty, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Oak says, hey Longa, hey Oak, how you doing? Queen Katie says, howdy, howdy Queen Katie. Atlantic says, hey Atlantic. Raisin says, made it, how you doing Raisin? Queen Katie says, now that I've beaten case 3, and Nora says, hey, how you doing Nora? How are all of you? Extemporaneous, Oak, Queen Katie, Atlantic, Raisin, Nora. I also saw we had someone before the stream not charted, I was gonna say chatted and started over on YouTube named Cody Sizilski saying, hey, hi. Also, well, I'm always getting errors with one of the two things. I'm assuming Twitch is fine, but I'm getting an error over on YouTube saying YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. So, I'm sorry, YouTube. It's bad right now. I hope it's not laggy on Twitch. At least I hope at any given time at least one of these two channels is doing all right. But how is everybody? Let's go ahead and load up the game while we're waiting to get started here, and then I'll read some more in the chat. So I gotta try and remember exactly where we left off. I think we had just had like a mini showdown with Von Karma, trying to find out what connection the deceased, the victim, Artie Frost, had with Gusto. I always forget Gusto's last name. And we found out that the both of them knew each other because their kids like went to school together, and there was like a photo of the two of them and their kids. And then, and we wanted to try and talk to Gusto, and Von Karma's like, nope, see ya, peace out. Oh yeah, and those things, I think he said he has things he needs to attend to, and then just left. And so now we're Gregory again, being very contemplative over those things. Queen Gator said, final Scone fan translation nickname, K-Fay for K Faraday. I like that. K-Fay. So I guess Justine, Courtney doesn't get one, not from Scone at least. Larry calls her Justy. Oh, that's Larry though. Raisin said, why is the Dotcher angry? Oh, I assume you mean the pre-show? I just thought it was like it was a weird sprite of Adachi, and so I made his mouth go back and forth and eyebrows up and down, just in oh crap, not Adobe After Effects. What's the one that you use for GIFs? Oh, Adobe Image Ready. But I hope you enjoyed it. Nora said, Queen Katie, guess who I'm drawing right now? Nora, I'm gonna guess either one of Vero's Gaggle of Women or Rise. Yeah. Quiggita said, judging from the recent DM, something from Alien Stage. Nora says, Meezy, I'm cooking. Chaotic, welcome back. Good to see you again. I always worry when I meet someone for the first time, we might never see that person again. So good to see you, Chaotic said. We got the GOAT live. I'm not sure who the GOAT is, but I'm glad you're here. Chat, don't tell Chaotic that I am not the GOAT. We're just gonna run with that. Okay, so let's play a little bit. And then we'll chat some more. But how are all of you? How's your weekend going? Today was my niece's birthday, so we got to do some birthday stuff with her earlier today. That was kind of fun. And I also hope that a lot of you checked out yesterday's comments in the general chat on Discord, because one of our mods, Vero, was messaging in the general while asleep, and it was quite hilarious. All right, let's play a little bit, then I'll read some more in the chat. What exactly could those things be? He has a body, a murder weapon, and a suspect in custody. If the prosecution means to pursue Mr. Tangaroa, surely they have all they need. So why is Mr. Von Karma still investigating the scene of the crime? I don't know, he's probably gonna, like, plant some evidence to really make it lock in. He's not ethical. What, huh? What was that? Gallop!
I got a new GPU and I was able to sell my old one on eBay.
Nice! Congratulations! I need to get a new GPU, as we've had talks before. I think Oak has been trying to give me some suggestions on that. But congratulations, Gallop. Thank you so much for re-upping the sub. That's 6 months in a row at Tier 1. 28 total months. That's a little over 3 subscription babies. You're starting on your 4th. How you doing, Gallop? Thank you so much for re-upping the sub. I hope you're doing well. Good to have you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's keep going until we get like a background here, so it's not just a black screen, and then because that's like dark mode. And nobody likes dark mode. And then I'll read some more in the chat. So why is Mr. Von Karma still investigating the scene of the crime? There's the background. Now, yeah, so as promised, I'll read some chat. Oak says, Logan, goat Poe. Oh, no. Oh, and there's Queen Katie with her little buckets emote. Raisin says, we also got new redeems, chat. I think we added 1 or 2 new ones from the April Fool's stream, I believe. So yeah, enjoy them, but use them wisely. Nora said to Queen Katie, also, if you saw, I've made the impulsive decision to have my mom watch Alnist. Quiggita says, yes, I saw, wish her luck for me. Nora said, my only issue is the redacted in round 6. Only thing I'm worried about. Kim says, Streamly check-in. Streamly check-in, baby. About to head off to Eep. Have a fun stream, y'all. And hydration reminder. Thank you so much, Kim. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I know it's like the middle of the night. It's like 4 a.m. Great rest of your wee hours of the morning. I will have a hydrate. I appreciate that. Have a good one, Kim. Oh, and Raisin with a highlighted message saying, Logan! We got new redeems. Are they different than the ones I know about? Are they like Twitch-wide ones or something? Oh, it's because most of them have new all over because I deactivated them for April Fools, and I think when I put them back, because they returned, they got new all over them. So most of them are old. However, the one of them is new, right? Shouldn't there be the it's like the flash bulb thing. It's like light mode or something like that. That one's new. Except I'm not seeing it. Did that get taken down? It might be gone, so I'm not sure. Let's play a little bit of the game, shall we? Because if anyone's lurking, we have to trick lurkers into thinking I'm good at streaming and that I actually play the games. Something on your mind, Mystery? We're missing something. Something important. It's your son, bro. You should have brought him to work, huh?
Light mode redeem is gone, frown.
It is gone. Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can turn it back on.
B.
Whoa! Thank you very much for both parts of that. And for the 10 bits, let me check this. This shouldn't just take a second here. Okay, go to channel point redeems. Oh, wow, it's so slow. Okay, click that. And scroll down. So we got hydrate, we got the what happened. We got remember to save, we got Tomcat, so just a poll because the game, chairman objected, blah, 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 blah. Oh, it is down for some reason. Let me turn that back on. Okay. That is now on. I don't know why it was off, but now it should be back. So thank you very much, sir. The heads up. I thought maybe it was just on like my screen or something, but, so that is back now. So thank you for the 10 bits and the heads up. we're missing something important. Mr. Von Karma has everything he needs to proceed with the prosecution of Mr. Tangaroha. And yet, he still doesn't seem entirely confident of his case. If he was, why, don't eat it, don't do that. Why'd you take notes? They're useless in your stomach. Oh, and you're awful. If he was, why refuse to share information with Detective Bad?
Who else? I haven't seen the autopsy report yet either. Guy's probably got a hand in that too.
Oh, so we're gonna have to do some logic stuff. No autopsy report 24 hours post-murder, and there's still no autopsy report. I think he's hiding that, or he got it and he found out that it wasn't blunt force trauma to the back of that. I still think it was poisoning that got him initially, and that the El Kabong was either to trick us into thinking that's how he was killed, or it was an accident when the chocolate treasure chest opened when the mast from the chocolate ship broke down, or it's to cover up because Gusto did the killing, he spilled some of his blood. It's like, well, you know, best way to disguise a tree is with the forest, and just got a lot more other blood, but not his own, but like Artie Frost's blood.
In addition, we still haven't solved the mystery of what happened to the evidence that went missing. Take another look at the scene in front of us, Detective. A very conspicuous pool of blood that should be here is clearly missing.
Hopefully we'll have like a lot of these like logic puzzle pieces, otherwise it'll be too easy to put them all together. Oh crap, I didn't realize say none of the victim's blood was there.
You're right. Don't remember anybody mentioning they'd remove the blood along with the body.
Actually, I'm gonna read some more in the chat because we're only like 12 minutes into stream, but I feel like I'm already very far behind. Quick said, also, because I finally beat case 3, I have the perfect spots for spoiler clips and name facts. Wait, oh, you mean like for the next case? Or there's still gonna be like more spoiler clips and name facts for this case? Oak said, I'm so happy about TikTok. I am too. I finally today got all of my videos back up and I had to do it like manually. I had over 1,090 of them that I had to go through and video by video re-unprivate them. And so they're back. So I finished that today. I think now might also be a good opportunity just while I'm away from posting to maybe finally make those playlists of the videos. And then I think sometime this week, maybe in a couple of days, few days, something like that, I'll resume posting daily clips. But I'm very happy about that. It is like, I'm kind of dreading that I have to go back to my previous grind of like editing videos every single day because that was a lot of work, but it's so nice to have it back. Also, I was freaking out. So my YouTube channel has been doing really good with shorts lately. I've been getting like a fair number of views, a lot of likes and comments and things like that. Wait,
Von Karma time traveled to the future and is having a worth update that autopsy as we speak.
I would freaking love it if like Von Karma came back as a bad guy and the only explanation was just like real time travel. Real time travel. We already got ghosts. Why not? You got ghosts, let's have real time travel. But Wendy, how are you doing? Thank you so much for the 10 bits. I hope your weekend is going well. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. But then this past week on YouTube, suddenly like the ratio of likes to views just bottomed out. I'm like, oh, holy crap, people are watching this, but they're not liking my stuff. People don't like my stuff. And then I found out that apparently at the beginning of the month, like on the 1st or on the 31st of March or something like that, they changed the way that they count views and they're counting a lot more stuff as views. So everybody's view numbers on shorts are going up. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. I just thought that this week people suddenly realized that I'm awful. So that is a bit of a relief. Oh, and Opinion is over on YouTube saying, hey, yo, how you doing, Opinion? Good to see you there. Let's see. Wooa Clyde says, Logan, hello, how are you in all caps? How you doing? Good to see you back. What he says, hi, I'm popping in from the McDonald's drive-thru. Wendy, are you getting the Minecraft meal? We gotta talk about some of this stuff at some point. I know this isn't a just chatting stream. I will be back to the game. But we briefly mentioned this last time. I have seen a ton of videos where apparently the meme for this is everybody goes to see the Minecraft movie and they just cheer every time Jack Black like mentions something in Minecraft. They go crazy and throw stuff in the air and stand up when he does the chicken jockey thing. So I was seeing a ton of these videos, and the most recent video I saw today, no kidding, was at a screening. They stopped the movie and someone came out and started yelling at them saying, you guys, you teenagers, you need to keep it under control. I've had to refund so many families that have walked out of this movie because of your horrible behavior. You need to behave. You need to stop this right now. And then there's like some silence, like, I need a verbal yes from everyone in this group of teenagers before we're starting the movie back up. And they're like, yes, sir, yes. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm so torn because on the one hand, it sounds like the movie is awful. And if everybody's like finding some way to enjoy it and derive happiness from it by like cheering inappropriately, it's like, oh, that's great. Making lemonade out of poop that you want to pretend is a lemon. But if it's ruining like the experience of families who legitimately want to see it, then I kind of feel bad. So, but did you get the Minecraft meal? I kind of want to try it, but I'm nervous because they're like blind boxed, and apparently they have codes on them. So if you have someone nice there, you can say, hey, can you grab one little blind box that had like this number printed on the bottom? But I would feel bad as like a grown man talking to some poor McDonald's employee. And I'm going to be honest, the McDonald's nearby where I live, the workers don't speak English there. And so I'm probably not going to be able to do it, but I kind of want to try that. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. Let me read one or two more quick comments, then we'll get back in the game. Oak says, Wendy! Nora said, Wendy, can you give me a 10-piece McNugget and a medium fry? Wendy said, I had the fattest urge to replay P5, probably because I miss On. I do want to play P5 Strikers at some point. Then On will be back, huh?
No, Logan, don't get the Minecraft meal. You'll explode into Skyrim on stream.
No, I think it's only if we get the Grimace toy. Wait, was that a boo? I think that was a boo. But thank you so much for the 10 bits. Also, I can't remember, was it Magpie or Vex? Somebody was like chiding me saying like, no, don't go on opening weekend. Don't contribute monetarily. But it's like, but I want to be part of the fun. Everybody looks like they're having fun, yelling and screaming. And I kind of want to see if I can get a group of people together to go get like the McDonald's meals. And maybe we can like trade the blind box Minecraft toys for ones we want. But I'm thinking like local people, like Clam, Rukov, maybe Beowulf if he comes down, and Weedle. There aren't that many people, but I think it'd be fun. Over on YouTube, Opinion is saying, I rambled about my OCs in a Discord server and nobody replied, so my anxiety is telling me to jump in a ditch and stay there forever. But other than that, I'm good. I'm sorry. That is why I don't talk about Transformers stuff very much, and I was so hesitant to create the channel and talk Transformers with Vero, because I just always assume, like, I have that feeling when I talk about stuff. I personally, I want to let you know opinion, I love hearing about things that people are passionate about. So if you have a hyperfixation, if you have OCs, you have stuff, I love hearing when people are passionate about stuff. So I don't think that there's any need for you to jump in a ditch. I think you're awesome, opinion, but I do know that feeling, and so I empathize with you, but it's not as bad as you think. Trust me, ditches are not for jumping into, so please don't jump in a ditch, opinion. You're awesome. Okay, let's play some game, and then I will be back to the chat in a minute.
Evidence that turned up not in Mr. Tangaroa's room, but in a most unusual place.
It's a match. The blood in the fountain is Frost.
Frost blood was detected in the water fountain. Again, it's going to be that these little windows of water, they're going to be pipes. The dead body, Willy Wonka and the chocolate factory into the fountain, like a dead kid. Which was the kid that got sucked into the chocolate river? Was that Augustus Gloop? I don't remember all that. I know there was a kid named Augustus Gloop, and there was a kid named Veruca Salt, because the band, I think, was named after her. I don't think I know the names of any of the other kids.
So, there were no traces of Frost blood left in Mr. Tangaroa's room, yet we found some in the fountain instead. Why?
Oh, crap. I have to do it. No autopsy report 24 hours post-murder, and there's still no autopsy report. Blood in the fountain, missing victim's blood. So yeah, it's gonna be these two things. So it's gonna be missing victim's blood and blood in the fountain. Connect-ta-ta-ta. I'd like to think that Edgeworths, whenever they connect those puzzle pieces in their brain, they just get like a flood of endorphins, just an overwhelming instant of pure, unbridled euphoria. And it sometimes ekes out into noises they make.
Mr. Frost blood went missing from the crime scene, but traces of it showed up in the fountain. Why go to the trouble of removing the blood from the scene after the body had been discovered?
And also, who would have had the opportunity to do that? Either the culprit came back and did that, or Von Karma did, because he didn't like what the test results showed about the blood. But again, when we tested, it was already Frost's, unless it was a mix or something like that.
And why only the blood? Surely the body would have also been in the way. Wait, could someone have moved the body aside to get to the blood?
Did someone move the body aside in order to get the blood that was in the chest? With the pop.
Wow! With me headcanons, they go Eureka. Or aha. Erland, you can see a light bulb over their head.
Okay, we're gonna try that. We're gonna try a very ecstatic Eureka, a very Eureka-filled with Euphoria, Wendy. Thank you so much for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. For some reason, the sound effect going to this like startled me. I thought one of you guys was doing a sound alert or something. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat. Chaotic says, happy birthday to your niece. Thank you. She had like a bunch of her friends come over for like a party thing. And I got her a stuffed Kirby toy. I think we talked about this. Did we talk about this last time? That I was like trying to shop and find something for her, and I was thinking about a stuffed Kirby. Wendy said to Nora, I already ordered, bro. I'm sorry. Nora said, also, Wendy, I'm so mad. Oak said, I'm still devastated that Vero has never messaged me while asleep. I've still never gotten a DM. I tried DMing Vero during that whole thing, but never got a reply. But at least there was some general chat stuff that I was able to enjoy. Wendy said, being flashbanged by the headlights behind me right now. No, do you at least have the thing on your rear view mirror that you can like flip up the thing so that it like the light doesn't shine in your face? My old car that I used to have before my current one's so much better. It did have a fancy rear view mirror where it would like detect that and it would like automatically like change a thing. But I didn't like that auto detecting because sometimes if I was like parked in a parking lot, I'm like if I had a date or something, which doesn't happen anymore, but rarely might have happened back then, I'd be like, I gotta check to make sure I don't have something stuck in my teeth. I'm gonna just like turn on the cab light and look in my rear view mirror, but then the cab light would like make it dim because of that, and it wasn't good. Anyway, I should stop talking. And I should play some game. So, body moved aside, but what does that have to do with no autopsy report? Okay, well, they're the only ones we have. Okay, so we're gonna do a very, we're gonna do a eureka filled with ecstasy. A euphoric eureka. Eureka! I don't think I did that very well. I don't think I've ever felt enough real-life ecstasy.
So the body might have been moved aside or even removed from the scene of the crime entirely. After all, as far as we know, there's still no autopsy report.
Oh, so is he saying the body, like, got transported out and they don't know where the body is?
We've learned plenty about the murder weapon and the suspect, but very little about the body itself. Our assumption thus far has been that the body had been removed by the forensics team.
Well, yeah, because they left like not a chalk outline, but like a tape outline. And I feel like you can't do that if there's nothing to outline.
But what if that assumption is false? What if Mr. Von Karma wouldn't show Detective Bad the autopsy report out of something other than spite? What if we've been thinking about this the wrong way around all along? It's time for a turnabout. Boy, I hope no other defense attorneys ever start using that word. It's my thing. The question is, why did Mr. Von Karma hold back information about the body?
Probably because of that, like, that might be used as evidence or something. I don't know.
Did Mr. Von Karma even have any information about the body in the first place? How do things look from that angle? Perhaps the body hadn't been removed by the police in order to carry out an autopsy. Perhaps it had already been removed and hidden away by the culprit before their arrival.
Or maybe that wasn't really the body. Maybe that was made of chocolate. After all, the rules were nothing was allowed to be in that room that wasn't chocolate other than the cookbook. I mean, murder is one thing, but you're not going to be a rule breaker. Gosh dang it.
Oh, Mr. E? We've both heard the rumors about Mr. Von Karma's questionable methods. Fabricated witness statements, shady deals, forged evidence even.
Oh, so he's going to say that Von Karma took the body.
Oh, sure, everybody's heard of that stuff, but what's that got to do with us right now? I would never judge a person on the basis of rumors alone. Even Mr. Von Karma, I've tried my best not to let my preconceptions color our interactions with him.
Well, I feel like his awful behavior could color our perceptions. I should read some more in the chat, though. Let's see. Nora said they moved the Miku movie date back to the 17th instead of the 11th, Wendy. Well, it's only like 1 week. That's not too bad, though. Wendy said, what happened? Oak said, whoa, what GPU did you get to Gallop? Wendy says, oh man, I'm probably going to see the Miku movie. I need to get tickets. Oak said, we all love dark mode. I don't know why, though. Gallop says, Gigabyte NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4060 Eagle OC 8GB graphics card. Oak smiling said that's one of the only GPUs that isn't crazy overpriced right now. Wendy said, okay, driving home, so lurk at time lurk. Oh yeah, because you got flashbang. Yeah, I hope you were texting while driving. Lurk, please lurk while driving. Don't drive and text, but thank you so much, Wendy. We'll see you when you get home. Over on YouTube, Opinion with a Little Heart, and Valtube. How you doing, Valtube? Says, how we went from updated autopsy report from where the F is the autopsy report? That's what happens when you deal with Von Karma. I mean, Edgeworth was only Von Karma Light. It's like, ooh, it's updated. Von Karma's like, 9. You do not get the autopsy report. I need to have another sip of water. All right, let's keep playing.
Nonetheless, it appears he may indeed be willing to twist the truth to his own ends. Twist the truth? Oh, you mean he's been playing dirty? Oh, I'm so scared. I'm just a little guy. I fear he might have been and still is, and I'm not about to let him get away with it.
You know, it's trying to stop Von Karma from getting away with it. That's how you end up dead in an elevator.
I'm returning to the prosecutor's office. Don't breathe a word about anything to that infernal attorney.
Yes, sir.
Hold it! I'm not really pointing at you, but just trust me. Yes, that is it now. I have a few questions, Mr. Von Karma, about a certain fact you've been keeping from us.
I'm going to save just in case it asks me what that fact is, because I don't quite exactly follow his train of logic here, and I don't want to lose hit points if I'm dumb, and I'm probably dumb. So let's save.
Really? You mean to call the methods of an officially sanctioned investigation into question yet again? I'm warning you, if you obstruct the police in their work any further, there will be consequences.
Objection.
It's not the police I have an issue with, Mr. Von Karma. It's you.
That?
Are you saying you don't like me?
I honestly thought this was the best first impression I'd made on anyone in quite a while. Maybe it's because that you just don't see the comparison to the people I normally talk to. This time I was trying to be nice.
Isn't it on the prosecution to work out who the real culprit of a crime is? What foolishness is this?
Oh, no! Thank you, chat. Thank you. Oh, it's Doc! Doc, long time no see! How are you doing? I'm so excited to see you. How are you, Doc? Okay, I gotta read some more in the chat then. Oak said, because there is a GPU shortage happening right now. It feels like there's been one for like quite a while. Like back when all the GPUs were snagged up by all the crypto bros trying to mine their bitcoins. Nora said to Wendy, yeah, I'm going to. Honestly, probably on the 17th if possible, because I want to see it with my mom. And I'm at her house this upcoming weekend. So it would have been perfect to watch it on Friday and have a good drive, Wendy. Oak says, and the 4060 is the only recently released graphics card that doesn't have supply issues. Vex says, hey, whoa, I am here. How you doing, Vex? Gallup said, I paid £263 and 49 what's the sub halfpennies quid? I don't know what the subdivision of a pound is called. Is it still cents over there? Oak said, yeah, it's not too bad for a 4680. Nora said 10K, boo. Oak said also, Nora, your YouTube shorts have low-key been going crazy recently. Nora says, I know. Oak says they love Basil being the actually kid. Nora said they do. Oak said, I don't know if Vero's here, but thank you, Vero, for saying that. I don't think I've seen Vero yet, but I'm behind in chat, so I could be wrong. Nora said, and I got 4 new subs within the last 2 days. Nice. Said the fear clip is also doing good. Oak says, yeah. Nora says, oh, and the sneeze clip, it went from like 500 to 1,000 today. Gallup said, well, that with some discounts at the shop as a part of the supermarket I work for, £309.99 without discount. Oak said, that sounds awful, but we have TikTok again. Quiggity says, I have a few left for case 3, mainly the final part, finale part of it, but of course I have some for the start of case 4. Ooh. And Nora says, Wendy, eyes on the road. Oak says, you don't have to edit videos every day. We would still forgive you if you had a different schedule. But I feel like that's the only way that I was able to maintain any, what's the right word? Not motivation. When you're momentum. There we go. I don't know why my brain forgot the word momentum. When he said, I was whole when I typed out, what? Oh, home. Oh, there we go. That's much better. So welcome home then, Wendy. Over on YouTube, Valtube says, I love Little Eddie, both canon and Logan's version. Thank you, Valtube. I appreciate it. He's a little guy. He's a little guy who eats paper for some reason.
I have no intention of debating what the prosecution's role is or is not with the likes of you. But let me make one thing clear. My job is to identify suspects and ensure that every last one of them is convicted at all costs. Believe me when I say I leave absolutely no room for doubt when I present my perfect, unassailable cases.
Objection.
And how far would you go for your perfect cases? Would you create facts out of whole cloth, perhaps? Ha! And I thought you had outdone yourself already. But now you intend to accuse me of fabricating evidence? I do. Yes, I do. Because it is why you've done nothing but hinder Detective Bad from doing his job at every turn. I didn't know he would actually say yes, I think you did it. Oh, crap. I have no defense against that. Oh, I'm sweating so much. Oh, this coat is so hot.
What are you talking about? Don't worry, I'm still not reaching for my gun. I just have very itchy armpits. I do not believe in antiperspirant, so I get a lot of chafing.
You didn't shut him out of the investigation because you wanted to keep an eye on us. You did it to stop him from finding out that you don't have the body!
Hey!
He doesn't have the body?
Objection!
Ridiculous! You're clutching at straws!
Manfred, the phrase is grasping at straws. I mean, I don't think you're a native English speaker, so it's okay, but just letting you know for future references. It's grasping. And clutching is like different. Grasping is like you're trying to. I think clutching implies you've got it and you're holding it. But maybe we are. Maybe we have a straw and we're clutching it tight.
I will not tolerate any more of your preposterous slander. Then allow us to examine it. Prove me wrong if you can. Tisk. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I'm afraid you'll have to try a little harder than that. All right, I'll say please. Darn it, I did not think you would actually say the magic word. Now I have to. I may be German and I may be evil, but I am very polite. I am under no obligation whatsoever to prove your baseless accusations one way or another.
Objection.
As you must have seen for yourself, a piece of bloody chocolate is missing from the scene of the crime. Why did it disappear? And where did it go? What does it matter? Some blood went missing from the chest where the body was found. So what? So what indeed? That's precisely my question. If the body was still at the scene when the police got here, removing the body would accomplish nothing. However, let us suppose for a moment that the body was not. If someone had wanted to erase any trace of what had happened in that room, then it all makes perfect sense.
Objection.
What is this petty obsession with the blood stain? I'm starting to think that you have a thing for blood. Is that a thing? I feel like everything these days is a thing on the internet. Everybody is into something. You're into blood. I'm sorry, that is gross. I will yuck your yum. Ha! But since it's so important to you, why don't you tell me where you believe it went? Oh crap! We're gonna save. I think it was dumped in a little river in the thing and then washed into the fountain. Or the blood was anyway, but okay, let's save just in case I'm dumb. I mean, I feel good about it, but I'm probably dumb. Once we get some background music again, I will read a bunch more chat because I am getting even further and further behind. Of course, after all, evidence is everything. Oh, I tell that to my other apprentice, Christoph Gavin, every day, as you never tire of telling us. I believe this should back up my theory quite nicely. What evidence do I have that shows where the blood from Mr. Tangaroa's room went? So it should be wait, do we have the fountain? As evidence, what do we got? The attorney's badge, contest rules, the pH seal, the crime scene notes, the salt lamp, mansion key, frame finger marks, what? Where is it? Victim's blood. Oh, there we go, found the fountain, but not at the scene of the crime. So it's gonna be that, yeah?
Take that.
Popping my collar. Traces of the victim's blood were found in the fountain. Ah! Along with traces of the chocolate from Mr. Tangaroa's room. We've yet to get a DNA test done on the chocolate, but I assume it came from cocoa beans. I believe the missing piece of the bloodstained chocolate was dumped into the stream that flows to the fountain, which strongly points toward one certain fact. Someone purposefully disposed of the blood after the body had been removed from the chest.
I should read some chat now because we got some background music again. Let's see, where am I at? Nora said, oh, the whole command said, sorry, I had to. Nora said, hold on, gotta check this. There's the typos. Oak says, chicken jockey when he says chicken jockey. It's so weird that, like, some bad movies were like, they're so bad, we gotta pretend to go. Like with Morbius, the whole thing is you pretend like it's amazing, but you don't go see this. Minecraft is like, everybody acknowledges it's awful, but they go see it.
Let's see what happens if I say it's Friday.
Oh, crap. Don't look at this. If you haven't played that game, don't look at that one. Don't look at that one. And forget about everything that was just happening there. I need to really go through and like delete some of my old clips. So apparently someone redeemed the Logan Quick Clip Roulette. Feel free to try again. And I'll have my finger on the trigger this time if we need to. Nora said, I want to go to the movie only to cheer for Chicken Jockey.
You have pickles.
Oh, look, it's a Queen Katie shout out.
Anyone who has pickles.
Pickles. Let me have a sip. Oh, that's it. Just pickles. I'm actually not a huge pickle fan, except for sweet pickles. I like a good crunchy sweet pickle on a tuna fish sandwich. That do be good. Sound gross, but it's good. Okay, so let's see.
Well, I'm not convinced. After all, who knows what sort of tactics an attorney will resort to? I hope by the end of this trial, he realizes I was wrong to judge you. Defense attorneys are a wonderful people. One false move and I'll call the bailiff and he'll shoot you. But not in the courtroom, because I don't allow violence in the courtroom.
See,
The hallway is for violence.
Oh, wasn't this gonna be wasn't that used as one of the spoiler clips for later on in the trial? I remember that. So thank you so much for the shout out. Oh, there's so many shout. Okay, no more shout outs after this.
She's not even a full-time employee.
Crap, it's Wendy old bag.
Like that nowadays. Running your mouth like there was no talk and stuff. Learn something about Samaritan elders having the crime and shame and
She left. Thank goodness she left. Yeah, I think we should probably have a limit to like 3 shout outs in a row, because like sometimes they can take a while. But thank you so much for doing the shout-outs. It's Crystal who did that. Crystal! I didn't see you come in. Oh, and over on YouTube's, ValTube says, Christoph begging Gregory's apprentice. Oh my gosh, the AU headcanon potential? Go for it. Especially if you can make fan art. When he said, all that over the Minecraft movie is crazy. Vex says, crazy idea. What if we just didn't go to see the bad movie so as not to monetarily incentivize the creation of bad movies? See, that's what I think it was you that was saying that last time, and you've got a good point. I just feel like I'm left out. If only I worked at a movie theater, you know, you could sneak everybody in. Like people show up Minecraft movies, just go in there. Just go and just don't buy the tickets. Vex says, I have been called out. What he said to Vex, yeah, I'm not paying my hard-earned cash to see it. Nora said to Wendy, we need to go to the Miku movie together. We need to plan this. I still have no idea where you live. Wendy said to Nora, not going to dox myself a chap, but my location is closer to Florida than you, if that makes sense. Nora says, oh. Oak said, drawing Twin Peaks characters right now. I still need to watch Twin Peaks someday. Nora said, we can make that work almost all the way across the country. Isn't that far? Wendy said, yeah, I'm way down there. Chaotic says, yesterday I got the Batman Arkham Knight collection. It was originally $60 on PlayStation, but was marked down to $5. Ooh, it has all the remakes of the Batman games. Nice. I don't know if Magpie is here yet. Magpie is like a big Batman, especially Jason Todd and Scarecrow fan. So congratulations on that game. Those are good games. I do feel like Arkham City is like the best one of the bunch. Okay, Arkham Asylum, great game, but it had so much room to grow. Arkham City, fantastic. Arkham Origins, I really liked a lot of the character designs and concepts, but the controls were so much clunkier. And I think it was because it was made by WB Montreal instead of, who was it that made the other games? Was it Rockstar? I can't remember. It was whoever was made the other games, or Rocksteady? I can't remember. It's something Rock. There's Rock in there, Hard Rock Cafe. Third one was good, but I hated every single time it forced you into the Batmobile. I hated the Batmobile mechanic. And that, I think, kind of just dragged down its quality, in my opinion, just a little bit. But anyway, Let me have a sip of water, and then we'll get back into the game and play some more, and then I'll be back to chat soon. Sweet, sweet water. Water. Okay, I gotta do this real quick. Preface, this is not a commercial for Members Mark water. So, I can't remember if you guys saw this when we did that Robin Hood show. I think it was the Robin Hood show that we did this with. It was one of the shows I was in. Actually, it might have been the Dracula show that I was in. We do a lot of ad-libbing and stuff like that, and there's one point, it was the Dracula show, because spritzing was supposed to be holy water, and then we found it was Members Mark water. I had this little ad-lib that I was so proud of as a little fake commercial, because Members Mark, that's what you get from, like, Sam's Club. It's like the Walmart of Costco's. And so I did this little bit, I love doing it. I was like, it's Members Mark. Oh, hang on, I gotta wait to do this. What?
Logan, we know you have been sponsored by Big Water. SMH sellout.
No, I don't believe it. I mean, water.
Tomato at ad.
Oh! Thank you very much for the 10 bits. I assume that's the last of the booze. Thank you for the 10 bits, Oak. It's not a real ad. But I mean, water is important. But I would just do this bit at one point. It's like, Members Mark. It may not be quality. Oh! And that was it. That was the end of it. I'm glad I got that in before the Tomcat, because that was the joke that just stops right there. But thank you so much for the Tomcat. Oh, and also I see Chaotic sent me one single bit. Thank you for that, Penny. I would put that in my little breast pocket if I had one, but I don't. I just have a T-shirt with a Autobot insignia on it. But thank you for the one bit. I appreciate it. But yeah, so it's just like, Members Mark. It may not be quality. And then continuing on. I thought it was funny. Let's continue with the game.
Someone purposefully disposed of the blood after the body had been removed from the chest. Gah! I'm sorry, my necktie keeps getting loose. Mr. Von Karma, where did you find the body? You didn't find it, did you? Answer me! Where did you get your hands on that kind of evidence? You have neither the authority nor the means to carry out that kind of analysis on the water fountain.
No, but I do.
Curse you, bed! You have been a sword in my side from the moment you were assigned! Well, no longer! As of now, you are officially off the case!
I was barely on it in the first place.
Mr. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Will you admit it? Will you confirm that no body was ever recovered? Tisk, tisk, tisk. It's really quite the claim, you know. One that you'll never find any proof for, I'm afraid.
Cheer one, cheer one, cheer one, cheer one, cheer one, cheer one, cheer one. I'm making my own Persona world. It's set in the Western time. I already have the main character made. I still have more plans for it though.
So that was though at the end. I thought that was a boo like Oak does. So thank you so much for the bits. I can't see how many bits that was. 49 bits. So with the other one from before, that's 50 total. So thank you so much for the 50 bits. I think that might be kind of a metaphor. Refantastic has me feeling like they ought to do more Persona games like in other settings, other time periods. Like it doesn't need to be high school kids in Japan, in modern Japan. So why not? Why not the West? Why not do Wild Wild West type of stuff? So I appreciate it. Thank you. I have a question. Over there on YouTube, how bad is the lagging? It looks like I'm getting an error message again saying that it's YouTube is not receiving the information steadily enough. But your opinion says, why did you say anything bad? He just likes to rub it in. He doesn't play by your rules. He's a bad boy, quite literally by name. Anyway, let's get back to the game. One that you'll never find any proof for, I'm afraid. Oh! What must I do to get an answer out of him? Violence. You shoot him in the shoulder. Just do it. Bad's got a gun. Right there. Now, if you don't mind, I have given you quite enough of my precious time already. I look forward to destroying you. In court! Or elsewhere, if necessary. Gregory Edgeworth.
Sorry, I love the thought of destroying you. It just delights me. Here! Your precious logic and theories won't save you then! Nothing will. I mean, perhaps if you wear a bulletproof vest. But I won't tell you to do that. That does not count. Mark my words, Mr. Von Karma! Your methods will be your undoing! No matter how you try to hide the truth, I'll bring it all to light in the end. Not necessarily directly, but perhaps through my actions, someone else might be able to. Perhaps lawyers, perhaps spirit channelers. I don't care, but it will happen! Okay. I have to walk around the long side from the fountain. I'll go to the elevator. Bye. Forgive me, detective. I didn't mean to put you in a difficult position.
Let's read some more in the chat. It's getting exciting here. Let's see. Oh, there's Magpie saying, "Caw, hello, Magpie Fly to Magpie. I was just mentioning you a minute ago." Quickita said, "By the way, I did wonderfully during the rest of case 3, except for one part of investigation where I spent 10 minutes trying to figure out what to do next." Oh, that does not bode well for me then. It'll probably be like almost a half hour. Said, and then when I finally got the second mine chest, oh crap, I forgot we still got to do one more of those, don't we? Of the case, it made me want to burn it to death. So many saves made on that. Said, Logan, they have the picture from Judy Pound. They used that to do the outline. I just feel like though, but if you arrive, that's like where it was. But I feel like that's dishonest of the outliner personally. I think that Von Karma did dishonest outlines, and that is the worst crime a prosecutor can do. Quickita said, I love how all the things in this case that Logan's been theorizing, this particular twist he never thought about at all with the body thing. I did say last time about like Willy Wonking into the fountain. I even said, I don't know if you stepped away, but I even said if you look at this right here, there's this big, looks like a big round, like what feeds into the water. So I was saying maybe the body came in and blorped out of there. At least that's probably what happened in the present. Why we found the body there is it was also dumped in one of those rivers and popped out there. And so then probably is what happened in the past. That it zipped in there and somebody came out here. It was, and probably put it in like Judy Bound's little handcart thing. I still want her to be innocent now. I know I was sussing on her for the longest time. And now I've kind of switched over to Gusto. I mean, I guess it's possible that they work together. And that in the present, they're turning on each other. But I don't know, she seemed sincere when she was trying to help us before. So maybe she's being used as like a patsy. And maybe Gusto did it and grabbed her cart and shoved the body in there. And she just didn't notice that it was suddenly like much heavier. She's just like probably like, oh, I really need to go to the gym. I'm getting weaker. Something like that, maybe. Nora said to Queen Katie, I'm always so anxious to color my physical drawings because if I mess up slightly, I'm just cooked, but I'm making the brave decision to color Mizi and Sua. Magpie says, why love dark mode? Because when you can work with, because when you work with around 5 screens all day, the light hurts your eyes. Dark mode is accessibility. I think I saw you mention that on Discord, so that is fair. I think I just really like things to be bright around me. I don't know why. And there's Doc saying, Manfred Von Karma, jump scare. How are you doing, Doc? Are you gonna be able to hang out for a good while tonight? I've missed having you here. You're awesome, Doc. And over on YouTube, Opinion says, it's freezing every once in a while. Not too bad. Okay, I hope it won't be really bad in the VOD if you're a VOD watcher. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's doing this, but I think any given night it's doing it on one of the places I'm broadcasting, either on Twitch or on YouTube. And I do not know why. Cause like I used to use Xfinity for internet here, which is part of Comcast, I think. And they would like throttle your internet if you use too much of it. But now I'm on Google Fiber and I don't think they throttle. So I don't know why. Anyway, I should play some game. Let me have a sip of water and then we'll get into this. Also, I hope I'm not too far behind in the chat. If we do have a mod, like Crystal, if you're still here, keep an eye on like how far behind I get. Right now, I can't give you a timestamp for where I am in the chat in the past. Just in case we need to initiate slow mode over here on Twitch.
Forgive me, Detective. I didn't mean to put you in a difficult position.
Don't sweat it. It was always gonna end this way. Honestly, nobody's ever sidelined me the way he did before. First time for everything, huh? First time that come to feel a connection with a lawyer. You know, maybe maybe you could put me in a different kind of position. Maybe that position will be how it was gonna end all along. A position with my end. I'm talking about butt stuff.
Take my money.
Oh, thank you! I will gladly take your money. Chaotic, take that's $1. Thank you. I'm sorry, I was just making a dirty sex joke. I shouldn't. I know that Oak wants to hear those, but I shouldn't. But thank you so much for the $1. I'll try to be more clean and PG rated. I mean, I don't swear or anything, but every now and then I guess I go like a little bit blue, so my apologies on that. I will keep playing. But thank you so much for the $1. That was so nice of you. That is like more than necessary for the TTS, as you know. So thank you so much.
You know, I think you might be right about the body being missing.
I am, and I'll prove it in court.
Well, if there's anything I can do to help, just say the word. Since, I'm off the case now.
That's very kind, and I'm sorry to keep asking favors of you, Detective Bad, but there is one more thing. I wish to kiss the homie goodnight, and you, Detective Bad, are that homie. You're the baddie homie. Mwah. Hey, what are you guys whispering about?
Huh?
To read something profound about Logan Robo that makes you want to give him bits to scare him.
Oh, maybe not.
What?
What?
I don't do it every time.
Okay, thank you. Crap! Thank you for the 10 bits. I was expecting it, and then you lulled me into a false sense of security. You played me like a fiddle, Oak. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I do appreciate that.
Hey, what are you guys whispering about? Come on, let me in on the secret. All right, Eddie. The detective and I were just arranging a little insurance for the trial. I think we have enough to see Mr. Tangaroa acquitted. But I'd prefer to have an ace in the hole, just in case. So I'm going to put my ace in Detective Bad's hole, Eddie. You're allowed to know about this now because you're 18. And what is it? You'll find out in the courtroom. Oh, wait, what? Oh, you're letting me join you? Of course I am. You are my assistant, after all. I'll be more than that by next year. I'll be your husband. I mean, I'll be a full-fledged attorney, you know. We can take on Mr. Von Karma together. I mean, as long as both of us are still alive, I assume. Indeed. Though I'm hoping we'll have freed Mr. Tangaroa by then. But if we're up against Mr. Von Karma, I guess we can't rule out the possibility that this might take some time. All right, we did learn in the present that this was before they instituted the 3-day rule with trials, and so this took like a year. But what's the ace in the hole that he's got? I guess it's gonna be Detective Bad testifying about the whole conversation that we had here, maybe? All right, but we'll do everything we can in the meantime. I know you can beat Mr. Von Karma, Mr. E. I believe in you. I died shortly thereafter. Kind of sucked. Well.
Well, except hang on. Was the day that Gregory Edgeworth died, was that Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? Because I'm trying to remember. With the ba-ba-ba?
Take more bits.
Oh, thank you! I gladly. Thank you for the 100 bits again, Chaotic. I want to make sure that because that full dollars instead of 10 cents is a lot. I want to make sure that you're not spending more than you have to spend. But thank you very much. I will take that dollar and I will appreciate it. So thank you. I will try to put it to good use. I thank you very much, Chaotic. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, because I was trying to say I don't remember because I know that that case had. Because that was on Christmas Eve was when Larry did the radio said it's Christmas, almost Christmas, blah, 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 blah. So was it the next day? No, it could have been the next day because that trial took multiple days. And I remember that it was coming up on what would have been the anniversary of, like when they would have, was statute of limitations or clearing out of evidence or something like that? I can't remember. So maybe it was like a day or two after Christmas? I don't remember exactly. It was something like that.
We can't allow Mr. Tangaroa to remain in prison for a crime he didn't commit.
Don't worry, he won't. He'll be executed. That's what I assume has happened. An innocent man has died because you failed, Gregory. You failed to keep breathing.
And we won't! I'll expose Mr. Von Karma's lies if it's the last thing I do!
At least he didn't say I'll do it or I'll die trying. Eee. Bye, Gregory. It's turning black and white, so I think you're in the past. You're dead again. Bye.
To be continued.
Crap, what page are we on now? Quick, are you here? Are we on page, I want to say 7 of your outline guide thing? I think that's what it was. Something 7, something like that. I don't know. I feel like that was the number of times we had to be continued. It was like going, like we've had 6 chunks. Hey, and we're back in the present. It's so colorful. Now that we have like a bright red, I'd say that's not bright red. It's like a wine-colored red suit instead of gray. Oh, and I forgot. We're back to having the vomit stain over here on the ground. I should read a couple more comments in the chat though. Oak says, Dot! Doc says, hello. What he says, 6K more points needed until on redeem Wendy. Wendy, are you here? Type something in the chat if you're here. I will do the on redeem for you right now as just a little funsy thing if you need it. But I got the overlay for the very bottom of the chat. So just type something in, say like, I'm ready, and I'll do that. Magpie says, Pence! What he says, also going in lurk mode. Oh crap, okay, so Wendy is lurking for a bit because I'm exhausted from work. Well, thank you, Wendy, for the lurk. If you do come back, somebody let me know and I'll do that redeem for Wendy. Vex says, the depot has been shotted, injected, and I'm waiting for it to kick in. I hope you get feeling better than now, Vex, and thank you again for being here. Doc says, guys, I don't think Gregory's inviting Manfred to his birthday party. I think maybe not. I don't know if Gregory's gonna even have any more birthday parties soon, but I think you're onto something, Doc. And Doc says, lol, beef longa. Magpie says, I'm pretty sure if they couldn't find the body, they could straight up drop the case in the US because of habeas corpus. I could be wrong. Wait, does habeas corpus that apply to like bringing in a dead body? I thought it's that if you can't bring in the person being accused, not a dead body. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not a lawyer. Doc says, grasping at straw's pain. Crystal says, I am here. And then turns the room into emote only for a little bit. And then Nora said, Crystal, I'm drawing Measy and Sua right now. I'm actually cooking. And there's some more stuff. There's where the shout out happened. I should have a sip of water. We'll get back to the game. Oh, and over on YouTube, Opinion is saying, being so dirty and yet never swearing is so funny. I think it's just also, I think there's some people that go far, far further than I do. Like, I don't really dwell on it for very much. Just every now and then you go up to the line a bit. But I do think it's interesting that, like, I consider myself a fairly wholesome streamer for the most part. But the games we play aren't necessarily. Some of them say F-bombs. Oh, and a pin message. This is written by Queen Katie, pinned by Crystal, saying, congrats on finishing the Wipes Tears final Greg page of the guide. 3 more pages remain and miles left to finish it all. Go, Logan, go. So is that it? So Gregory Edgeworth is gone. So everybody, a toast to Gregory Edgeworth. To the straightest of the gay men we've encountered in this game so far. Or is it the thing where you say pour one out for him? Am I supposed to pour it? Except my lap is right here. If I pour one out on my lap, I'm gonna look like I peed. And I know I'll be the only one to be able to see, but then I'll think that I peed. And I'll make fun of myself. I'm like, ha ha ha, he peed his pants. And I'll be like, you know I didn't. I'll be like, I know, but it looks like it. It's awful. I should read a couple more comments to the chat, though. Crystal says, chicken jockey. Doc says, I saw the Minecraft movie yesterday, lol. Doc, what is your expert opinion on it, then? Is it as bad as they say? And how is the experience of watching it with a live audience? Queekita says, oh, snap. I forgot to ask if I could have a shout-out, lol. Nora said, eyes down. Crystal says, Nora, away. Queekita said, no, Nora, don't look. And then there's the other shout-outs. Crystal says, pickles. Nora said, I didn't see anything, don't worry. I saw it was Danganronpa and immediately muted and looked away. Okay, good. Queekita said, all hail the holy pickles. And Nora said, can I have a shout out? And Crystal says, shout out. Nora says, thank you. Crystal says, no violence in the courtroom, smiling. Okay. We are 20 seconds away from the 1 hour mark. Somehow we've already been playing for an hour tonight and have accomplished nothing. Nothing. So I should get back to, oh, but I did miss one other comment over there on YouTube Opinion saying, just check the wiki. Gregory died on the 28th. Okay, so it was like a few days after, oh, that makes sense because we probably got the case on the 25th. And, well, we probably like got called in on the 24th, had the first day of the trial on the 20, Yeah, 6th, 7th, and 8th, 3 days, something like that. So thank you very much. That makes sense. Thank you, Opinion. I appreciate that.
April 2nd, 2:10 p.m., Zodiac Hall Fountain Room.
And that's pretty much how things went down. That's right. He at the end of it, he said that I'm his assistant, I could be in court, and I'd be an awesome lawyer someday. And he said that I'm really handsome and cool, and that his son, when he grows up, and that son's teenage sidekick, they should all think I'm really cool because I am. He said that. He really did. Those are the facts of the IS-7, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm finally learning the truth about my father's last case.
So what happened at the trial? Oh, well, we lost. Von Karma did a real number on us. Really? You couldn't prove that Mr. Tangaroa was innocent? Well, sometimes innocent people die. Oh, well. Oh, we could prove it all right. Had a decent little pile of evidence in our favor. Problem was, we underestimated Von Karma. He fought even dirtier than we feared.
I can imagine. Secure a conviction at all costs. That was always his guiding principle. I feel like there's like stuff that we haven't heard. I'm assuming in this case we'll find out what the ace in the hole was that he had. But if we don't, will we maybe see little Greggy Pegleg later on in the game in a future case?
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Anywho, the trial dragged on and on. Whole thing took about a year in the end. I'll never forget the day the verdict came down. December 28th that following year.
See, that's like Opinion said.
It's April now, so, oh, mama, we're talking over 17 years ago. Time sure does fly, huh? I mean, it flies when you're not the person convicted of murder and thrown in prison and executed and all that stuff, yeah.
December 28th. I was there that day, 17 years ago, sitting in the courtroom gallery. Oh! Are we gonna flash? Oh, are we seriously flashing back? Oh, no, we're going to this.
Just before the trial got started, Gregory noticed that Samson was looking even worse than usual.
Well, yeah, because his hair was getting gray.
Turns out the poor guy had finally reached his limit. It was so bad, he even said he wanted to be found guilty. Wait, you mean they forced a confession out of him? Yeah, Von Karma got what he'd been pushing for from the very beginning. And when Gregory tried to drop the bombshell about there being no body to speak of,
Okay, so I guess that was the ace in the hole.
he learned that Von Karma had used the power of the police to head him off at the pass. He even had himself a fake autopsy report. But that wasn't the end of it. Von Karma had gotten Samson to falsely testify against himself to being an accessory to murder in court.
I thought he was accusing him of being an actual murderer. He's an accessory to his own murder? Can you do that? Can you be your own accessory?
Combined with his confession, the poor guy's goose was well and truly cooked. Just like his noose was well and truly nooked. Does that sound like a word for executing someone? Do we do it by hangings here? I don't know. But Gregory still had his ace in the hole.
Okay, so the body be missing was the ace in the hole. We get to find out what it is.
The same ace he asked Detective Bad to help.
Oh, sorry, Sedgeworth. The same ace he asked Detective Bad to help him with.
Exactamundo! He knew he needed one last card to play if they squeezed a confession out of Samson. So, he had Bad record all of Samson's interrogations.
Oh, nice! So we'll be able to see that it was coerced, right? It was under duress? Is that the legal word?
I guess Detective Bad was really Detective Good. He really wanted to know the truth too, huh? We all did, but he was a trooper. Stayed with the case even after Von Karma took him off it. He was tied up in some other big case too. Some other big case. The Yada Gara something or other, I don't know. Good old Bad, they don't make him like him anymore.
There he is, look, without his hat. Just a suit. That's probably Phoenix Wright's body, I bet. Just the Greg head on it. Sometimes, you know, if you sleep weird, you can wake up in the morning with Greg head, and that's what you. Oh, no! Does that mean Vero is here? Is Vero here because that was a Seeker's Command? Oh, Oak did it. Thank you very much for the Seeker's Command, Oak. I appreciate that. Okay, I guess let's read a couple comments in the chat because I'm sure I'm getting farther behind. I see that slow mode has been initiated. Let's see. Nora says, thank you. Already read that. Quick said, I should rename that spoiler clip actually, just to make it a normal clip because it's so funny. The Spirit of Justice wanted me to. Okay. Quick said, let me find that clip right now before I forget. Nora said, did you see? I'm going to make my mom watch Alnist on Wednesday. However, I'm worried about Redacted in round 6. Magpie says, yes, the Arkham Knight collection. Said Logan knows me and my Bat favorites. Aw, I feel loved. I mean, I try to like know all of you guys. I mean, I don't know. I could maybe I consider you guys friends. Am I allowed to? Is that being, you know how the people talk about like a parasocial relationship in the chat, like latches on to the streamer is like, he's my real friend. Can streamers do it the other way? Am I being parasocial if I latch on to you guys as real friends? Queen says, oh, no, never mind. The title of the clip is perfect on its own. Oh, what was the title said? It could just stay as normal in the clip. Again, referring to Spirit of Justice clip that was shouted out. I'll have to look up what that title was because I'm curious what it was. Vex says, I'm trying to play the Arkham games, and I'm also a huge Batman fan. Cassandra Cain, Batgirl, my beloved. I do like Cassandra Cain. I think I prefer her as in the Batgirl role, with Barbara Gordon as Oracle and Stephanie Brown as Spoiler, and so then Cassandra Cain as Batgirl. So I like that. Beowulf says, hello, lonely man. How you doing, Beowulf? So good to see you. Nora says, Beow. Magpie says, I found I liked the Batmobile when I revisited the game, but it absolutely did nothing for the plot except make it worse. I just hated that, like in all the other games, it's like, I caught a bad guy. You just like tie him up. But now it's like, I caught Two-Face. Gotta put him in my trunk and drive very poorly across town to the police station and commit many acts of vehicular homicide that we just assume for reasons didn't actually kill anybody. Quickita says, it does make me think to maybe go through some of the very old spoiler clips and delete them after I download them first, of course, so shoutouts will be safer. I should probably do that myself too. Magpie says, a shame because the Batmobile controls were actually really good. Like as far as vehicle sections in games go, they're spectacular. I just wish they weren't in that game. Maybe I just don't play enough vehicle games then, because I was awful at them. Doc said, you were in a Dracula show? That's awesome. Well, because I do stage shows. I don't do very many stage plays these days, but there was like a show that I had fond sentimental attachments to because I'd been in like some years ago, and they did new production of it, so I went back and did it. So what it is the place I perform with, the artistic director does an amazing Dracula performance. He's absolutely hilarious as Dracula. In fact, I have a video on my YouTube page if you want to go and check it out, where I played Phasmophobia with him as Dracula. And it's actually in between rounds and just like riffing with him, and he's freaking hilarious as Dracula. And so most years at the theater, they always do a show that's Dracula versus, and it's some other like B-movie monster, like Dracula versus the Wolfman, Dracula versus the Mummy, stuff like that. And so that year was Dracula versus the Hunchback. So it was like in like the Hunchback of Notre Dame world. And so I played Phoebus, the captain of the King's Guard. And so it was just fun. I used the hero voice, which was also the voice we used for like Bobby Fulbright, and it's good stuff. Anyway, I should play some game before I get too off track, but hopefully I'm getting close-ish to catching up in chat. Anyway, Gregory presented the recordings as proof that Samson's confession was coerced. And you know what? It almost worked. A cop named Ian Seidman got fired. Okay, they're giving him a name, so we're probably gonna see this guy later. This has gotta be important. Inside man! He's an inside man! Inside man! Okay, that's good because it's like, it's a real thing, but Ian is a real name. It's not like Inside as the name and DeMan as the last name. Ian is a real name. So it works, I like that. I am curious as to what the fan translation name was. Oh, and I glanced at the the overlay for the very bottom of the chat. Looks like we have a new person. Based Chica Stan. Oh!
Why am I spending more money? Do I have a problem?
You actually might, because I am... Ah!
I got you.
You made me think you were done. Oh, thank you for 45 bits. Thank you so much for the 45 bits, Chaotic. You may have a problem. I'm gonna be honest, chat. I am not worth spending money on. I appreciate it, though. So I thank you very much, Chaotic, for the 45 bits. So thank you. You're like so nice. You're so generous tonight. Thank you. You probably spent like more bits than just about anybody else tonight. So thank you so much. I do see that, as I said, we got a new first-time chatter in the chat. Based Chica Stan. I think you followed me a couple of days ago. I think I saw a notification of your follow. If so, thank you. If I'm misremembering, please don't feel pressured like you have to follow. But welcome. Said, boy, do you remind me of Ryan Reynolds? I'll take it. I will absolutely take that. I don't think I've ever been compared to Ryan Reynolds. But yes, thank you for the follow. If you're new here to the channel, I'd love to know how you found out of the channel, if you don't mind. I got to give you the rundown on everything here. So our schedule, first of all, we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, currently alternating between this game, Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit, and Metaphor Refantasio. It's an RPG from the makers of the Persona series. And yeah, I do read every comment in chat. I just sometimes get, not sometimes, I'm always behind. I don't know how far behind I am tonight. I'm probably very far behind. That's why I have the overlay to see the bottom of the chat if a new person comes in. But let me also give you real quick, I'm sure someone else might have already put this in there, but here is a link tree with all my other social media stuff, so feel free to check that out if you feel so inclined. It's got like a Discord invite link, my TikTok, which I finally got back. It got hacked. I didn't have access to it for almost a month and a half. And so I got it back. It's got my YouTube, Twitter, all that stuff. So feel free to make use of it or ignore it as you see fit. Since you are called Base Chica Stan, I'm assuming, well, no, because Chica in Five Nights at Freddy's, is that spelled with a C or with a K? I thought maybe you're like from the FNAF fandom, because I played a couple of those FNAF games. But yeah, welcome. No pressure to chat if you'd rather lurk. We love having you here. But if you do want to chat, I'd love to hear how you found out about the channel. So thank you so much for being here. Oh, and there's a pin message. This is written by Queen Katie, pinned by Crystal. This has got to be a name fact, right? Said his unofficial translation name is Rip Lancer. This is a play on Replacer, which references the fact that he was replaced by and later replaced Tyrell Bad. Not Lancer, excuse me, Replacer. Lacer could also be seen as a play on the word lacerate, which combined with his first name, Rip, alludes to his ruthless interrogation techniques. Replacer. I like that. I'm gonna be honest, I think I like Ian Seidman a little bit better. It's like 2% more subtle, but both are good. Both are like dangerously getting close to Spirit of Justice, Kingdom of Kharain names where they're just like words spelled differently. But I think I prefer Ian Sideman. So thank you very much to Queen Katie. Oh, and there's another one here that says his full Japanese name, Wataru Shirase, I hope I'm saying that right, is likely to play on the phrase Shirasaru, which means to let one know, or give notice. Huh, okay. So, because I guess he's letting Von Karma know stuff? I'm not quite sure exactly what the significance is there, but interesting. So thank you so much, Queen Katie, for the information. Let me have a sip of water. We'll play some game. Again, Base Chica Stan. Do you have something you'd prefer me to call you? May I call you Chica for short? Or if you're a stan of Chica, perhaps you don't want to be called Chica. But warning, whatever you have me know you as when I first meet you will imprint on me like a baby bird, and I will know you as forever. But yeah. Welcome. Let me have a sip of water. And if you've written other things in chat, I will get to it eventually. It just may take a while. I really apologize for that, but I am very slow with chat. I'm a yapper. I'm easily distracted. Oh, speaking of which, over on YouTube, Soul the Celestial. Wait, have you been here before? I can't remember if I've seen that name before. Said, you're fine in my opinion. Well, thank you, Soul the Celestial. I assume you mean like fine on the question earlier about parasocial stuff. So thank you. I appreciate that. And I hope you heard the blurb I gave to Base Chica Stan, if you are. I can't remember if I've seen you here before. That's your username sounds familiar, but it might be just my brain playing a trick on me. And Valtube said, you are no parasocial, Logan. Not parasocial, Logan. You can call me friend. Awesome! I can call you guys my friends. Okay, let's play some of the game. We need to trick our lurkers into thinking that I actually play games and that I'm good at streaming. And you know what? It almost worked. A cop named Ian Seidman got fired. Samson's interrogator and the initial detective before Bad. He took the fall for pretty much the whole thing. I do hope we get to see him. I bet, I'm calling out, he's gonna be important in one of these next cases. How many more cases do we have? 2, 3? I can't remember how many we're on now. But Von Karma didn't get away scot-free. In fact, he was disciplined by the chief prosecutor. For the one and only time in his 40-year career. I wonder if the chief prosecutor at the time will have been, what's her name? The lady, Gavel. No, actually, she's probably too young to have been chief prosecutor 18 years ago. Maybe it'll be like her dad or something. Still, Samson himself couldn't stomach another day in court. Oh, this is gonna get really dark in a minute, isn't it? He's not gonna, do something rash, is he? So when that guilty verdict came down, it didn't just signal the end of that day, but of the whole sad affair. I
don't remember a lot myself, but my father's face when they declared Mr. Tangaroa guilty. I was a very young child at the time, but even I could tell how much he was hurting inside. Gregory wanted to appeal the ruling, of course. He would have done anything to clear Samson's name. But then, well, you know what happened next. Elevator ride to heck. Poor guy. He never got the chance.
Oh, they're actually showing the DL6 incident. I thought they wouldn't because they're trying to like avoid spoilers from previous games. Edgeworth. Oh! Elevators, earthquakes, and fathers!
I should have left with him that day. I should have been with him and died as well. I'll always blame myself for not doing that. But I shoved that aside and obsessed over something else instead. Or rather, someone else. I hated what you did. Hated you for choosing to stick with Von Karma. Bow, just like Gregory did. I hope you can forgive me.
No. I don't. I hold grudges, what can I say? No. You had every right to hate me. I went on to become a prosecutor as planned, and that's when Mr. Von Karma showed me this case file. According to these records, Mr. Tangaroa was convicted as the main culprit in Mr. Frost's murder. That's not right. That's not right. You hear me say accessory early, just accessory. Samson was convicted as an accessory to murder. Strange. The file clearly states that he was the perpetrator. So if he was accessory, maybe he didn't get executed, he's just still in prison and has served most of a life sentence? This is a twist. Let me read a couple more comments in the chat. Because as I said, I'm still far behind. Crystal says, it may not be quality. Nora says, Reichstall. Nora says, oh my. Oh, Crystal said, cheer one, cheer one, cheer one, cheer one. Oak says, hi, I'm drawing. Nora said, did you see the drawing? The Clara enjoy physical drawing. Quickita said, nice. I also have my own Persona OC story, but yours sounds exciting. Bill says, Japanese high school has always been Persona. Well, and it'll always be it until they change to something else. Maybe a Japanese college, a Daigaku. Said Persona setting even before Persona. How could it be even before Persona? Quickita said, quote, what must I do to get an answer out of him? Violence. Slay the princess in a nutshell. Doc says, okay, Greg, here's what you do. You need an elevator, your son, and a disturbed bailiff. I see no flaw in your plan, Doc. Let's do it. Nora said, oh, everyone, thank Vero, even though they're not here right now because they helped me with a translation thing for the Persona song I'm working on. Nice! Vero is awesome, in case you guys don't know that. Queen Kid said, thank you, Vero. All hail the Vero Knight. Doc says, Vero! Nora said, oh, and also another thank you for Vero because they re-upped their sub in church the other day. We were playing Omori. Oh, insert Devil's Whirlpool clip. And Doc says, who's the first? Mind Chess again? We played Mind Chess against Larry. And it was actually a little bit of a challenge. I mean, I did better in that than the previous two that I did, but it was still kind of tough. Queen Ada says, Larry. Doc says, I thought he was second. Over on YouTube, oh, Crystal popped over there, said, oh, and posted my link tree. Thank you, Crystal, for cross-posting that over there. You're awesome. Valtube says, this is the final case. There is second final case, and then the third final case. Oh, okay, I see what you did there. Valtube says, Fender's survivor's guilt. Frowny face. I know. It is very frowny face indeed. Okay, I've still got a long ways to go to catch up in chat. My apologies, especially to our new friend in the chat, based Chica Stan. I'm gonna wait to find out if I can call you Chica for short until I get to that comment. Strange. The file clearly states that he was the perpetrator. Plus, I'm fairly certain that all of Mr. Von Karma's cases were successfully solved. Mind if I take a peek at those? Oh, this file's been doctored. The part about the verdict, it's been changed. So this is their way of retconning to say that he actually didn't succeed in that case, not entirely. That he had an imperfect record even before Phoenix, right? Is to say that but look, what does that mean in universe? Like, he has one blemish and he goes to the trouble to doctor the files so that if anybody looks it up, they'll just think He was perfect.
What? Here, feast your peepers on this.
No, that's it. Showed it and took it away. Suspect data. Samson Tangaroa, age 39, organizer of confectionery contest. Victim's body was found inside one of his creations, leading to his arrest. While in detention, Tangaroa discovered that he had a taste disorder, which was subsequently cured via medication. Verdict: convicted as an accomplice based on his confession.
Convicted as an accomplice?
How come we didn't see him when we did a whole entire case in the prison? Shouldn't he have been there?
That's a copy of the file they have on record at the courthouse.
Then why is my copy so different?
Well, you said it came from Von Karma, yeah? My guess is he didn't want Gregory's son thinking there was a murderer out there still at large. Didn't want you looking into it again before the statute of limitations was up.
So, everything I believed about the case was a lie? Okay, part of me does kind of like this, because the last time we went back to the present with Edgeworth, I checked our court record and it said that he was convicted, and I'm like, that means that Gregory lost. So now there's hope. I mean, he still will have spent like 18 years in presumably federal prison as a murderer, and possibly his daughter is maybe dead now, because I think that might have been her body disguised as Artie Frost in the fountain in the press. I'm not sure. Well, yeah, we should talk about that, Edgeworth. Why are we not saying who at least that body was? Is it going to be in maybe it'll be in here. Maybe it'll say somewhere. We got the prosecutor badge, IS7 case incident, gallery pamphlet, winter photo, used blowtorch, luminous cloth. I thought we had more stuff than this. Huh. Well, and he's been moved to the back now. Victim of the IS7 incident, his body went missing not long after it was discovered. Okay, because it's been updated. That's why I went to the end. Will say anything if you got killed? No? Does it say anything about if you're collapsed inside? All right, well, I guess we gotta just wait and find out.
So, everything I believed about the case was a lie? Like they say, we all gotta start somewhere. What's important is that you know what's what now. Oh! The statute of limitation. Did I really just say statue of limit? Wow. I wonder if I misspoke, if that's a typo, or if Eddie Fender's kind of dumb and thinks it's a statue instead of a statute. Yeah, the statue of limitations may have run out, but the truth's still out there, you know.
Oh, that's probably why they had another murder in the present. So if it is the same person, we can get that person on the subsequent murder.
I inherited Samson's case when your old man passed. Prosecution handed it off to somebody else, too. The great Von Karma wasn't gonna bother facing off against a rookie like me, was he? Anyway, long story short, the killer was never found, and Samson was found guilty instead. That's terrible! Is there really nothing we can do to help him?
I mean, even if the statute of limitations is up for the real killer, we should still be able to get him exonerated and released from jail, right? With the ba-ba-ba?
I'd like to apologize to my dad, LoganRobo.
No, I'm not his dad.
My beef is no longer long. I can no longer get it up. Sorry, everyone, beef long ass. Erectile dysfunction is becoming a real problem. I'm afraid I have to move to Seattle to cure this. Goodbye, everyone. Boo.
Ah! Why was that boo so long? Thank you very much, Oak, for the 50 bits. That actually reminds me, I don't think I ever posted this one in the Discord, but because you guys know I've done a bunch of TV commercials. I did one time for a company that does grout for tile floors. It does the grout, the stuff in between the tiles, right? And the whole thing is that it was done like one of those commercials for erectile dysfunction, whatever. But it was a joke though, because the problem is my tiles were bad. And so it's called wrecked tile dysfunction. My tiles were wrecked. They had been wrecked. And so I had wrecked tile dysfunction. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for the 50 bits for the beef longa. I appreciate it. Okay, well, should I read some chat? I should probably read some more chat because I'm still so far behind. Quicky said, nah, ending it off with Larry, that wouldn't be a good way to end case 3. Doc says, yeah, but the series loves Larry Butts. Why? Him and Wendy Oldbag. I don't see their appeal, huh?
I am so sorry. I asked if I should give Beeflonga erectile dysfunction and Nora said why not, so blame Nora. Boo.
Ah! Thank you for the 10 bits open. Here's the problem. I think everybody else in the chat knows Nora well enough to know that you should not do what Nora tells you to do. So, Oak, I think part of the blame is on you for having bad judgment about that. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I do appreciate the dime goes a long way to forgiveness, so you're good now. Let's see, Quigan said, which is ironic because apparently everyone except for the creator hated him. Really? Like working on the game, you mean? Chaotic said, my Persona world is a bit different. Instead of high schoolers, it's adult. And of course, the story is gonna be edgy. That's the best part of making OCs or AUs. Doc says, I planned to just be here the segment ends, but maybe I'll stay. Teehee, we shall see. Okay, well, the segment ended. Are you still here, Doc? Quigan said, we shall see indeed. And a timestamp, Crystal says 49:55. I'm 35 minutes behind. Honestly, not as bad as it could be, but worse than I was hoping. So thank you, Crystal. Doc said, maybe you can sideline me in bad. Nora says, oh my gosh. Vex says, heck yes. Prosecutor Faraday, ex-Detective Bad, ex-Gregory Edgeworth. For a second, it took me a second to realize that, remember, you're talking about Kay's dad. That she is not a prosecutor nor of age for any of that character stuff. Vex says, one of my favorite AA artists makes a lot of fan art of them raising Kay together. Ooh, ooh, it's adorable. That does sound adorable. Doc says, I love Greg Bad. Nora says to Oak, Oak! Doc said, quote, when a mommy eighth and a daddy hole love each other very much. Chaotic says, how much money have I given Logan at this point? I can't count. Well, last stream you gave me like $10. This stream you've given me at least $2.50, I think. Possibly more than that. Oh, wait, no, I think or maybe $3? Let's say around $13, something like that, quite a bit. Doc said, quote, hopefully we can acquit Mr. Tangaroa quickly. Wouldn't it be crazy if it took like a year? Ha ha. And Doc says, Gregory died, 12/28. Robert Hammond died, Christmas Eve. Why do I want to, like, say Robert Hammond? Why do I want to think that that's the guy who, like, built Jurassic Park in the movie? Wasn't that the guy's name? Was something Hammond? Was the guy who made Jurassic Park? Am I wrong? I should play some game. Let me have a sip of water. We'll play some game, and I'll be back to the chat in a minute. That's terrible. Is there really nothing we can do to help him? Not without the real perp, I'm afraid. Until then, his confession stands. Speaking of which, I didn't find out until after the verdict had been handed down, but Von Karma had threatened Samson and made him a deal. Told him if he didn't confess, he'd make sure Judy was convicted instead. Which makes sense because in the present day, we were just on the verge of accusing her of the crime, right? I love how this forensic guy is like looking down, just realizing like, oh, there's a large hole in the fountain, large enough for bodies to get through. I assume that, because that can't possibly be the reflection of this, because it doesn't look right to be that reflection. It would have to be like, yeah, that shouldn't be the reflection. That should be it's a body hole. Which is another type of bee-hole. We had birth holes before, now we got body holes. Body holes, you know, body holes are a type of bee-hole, and bee-holes are a type of body holes. Told him if he didn't confess, he'd make sure Judy was convicted instead. How could he? Samson knew there was no way Judy could have done it, of course. But he wasn't gonna take any chances. So he did what he was told and confessed to keep her safe. Now, riddle me this, Milesy boy. You get it? Yeah. Is this the thing that the Riddler says? Yeah, good Edward Nygma. Played by Frank Gorshin. As well as, I think, the guy who played Gomez Addams in the really, really old Addams Family show. Something Aston, I think. Jim Carrey. Jonathan Glover on Batman the Animated Series. Somebody else on Gotham. I don't know, I didn't really watch it. And then there's that Batman movie, the one where he's like a Zodiac killer. Am I over explaining this? Riddle me this, Milesy boy. Why do you think your Uncle Eddie, not Edward Nygma, Eddie Fender, just happened to be in the prison the day Bronco Knight died? Ah, that's right! I thought it was because he was the attorney for Simeon Saint. You were there to see Mr. Tangaroa. Bingo! Judy and I both promised we'd visit him every day. I didn't quite keep that promise. Not quite every day. Okay, that was the first time I visited him in 18 years. But still pretty good. But Judy did. She never missed one visit in all these years. Come rain or shine, she always showed up. But none of that changes the fact that Samson is still being unduly punished day after day. How heartbreaking! We've got to do something, Mr. Fender! Shrugging. Well, kiddo, that's actually why we came here. The ice sculptures are back on display just like they were all those years ago, so I wonder maybe I kind of theorized 1 or 2 streams ago, I can't remember what it was, that maybe Judy was innocent and that maybe she had set up this whole thing to lure the real killer, presumably Gusto, here. That somehow the statues themselves would have some sort of evidence and that he tried to destroy them, huh?
Beef Longa is the perfect specimen. I am psychologically and physically stable. Doctors love to study me because there are no problems with me whatsoever.
See?
I go home to my beautiful wife Pork Shorta, and I live regularly and averagely boo.
Ah! What was it, Pork Shortna? Instead of Beef Longa? What was it, Pork? Pork Shorta. I thought it was Shortna. Pork Shorta. That's the name of his wife, and they have a very, very intense, intimate marriage. Lots of porking, if you know what I mean. Just because her name is Pork. That's all it is. But thank you very much, Oak, for the 50 bits again. Like, wow, you're gonna catch up to Chaotic at this rate. But thank you very much, Pork Shorta. Thank you for the 50 bits and for the Beef Longa TTS. Okay, I'm gonna read a couple more comments in the chat. Nora said, almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Lies! Almost Christmas means it's Christmas, right? Nora said Christmas. Gosh, dang it. Quigita said, congrats on finishing. Oh, that was pinned earlier. And Quigita said, please pin that. Doc says, go Longa, go! Magpie says, my understanding is habeas corpus literally means show me the body, as in you can't accuse me of murder if you can't prove someone died. See, I thought it was meaning like bring the body to court. Like show the body like of the accused, but I'm probably wrong. So, let's Google this. I'm gonna look this up. Why not? How do you spell that? Habeas. There we go. Habeas corpus. It means you have the body. Latin meaning you have the body. A writ of habeas corpus is generally a judicial order forcing law enforcement authorities to produce a prisoner they are holding and to justify the prisoner's continued confinement. Okay, so it is the prisoner. So you have the body. So it is a living body. So it's to bring the prisoner into court. That they have to be able to show them up. Another definition, Latin for you have the body in the U.S. system. Federal courts can use the writ of habeas corpus to determine if a state's detention of a prisoner is, and then a ... So I really don't want to be clicking things here. So yeah, but who knows? Maybe it's also maybe it has multiple meanings. Maybe it's also for producing a dead body in murder cases. I don't know. As I said, I'm not a lawyer. The closest to that type of thing I even watch online is just the lockpicking lawyer. Makes me want to get some lockpicks and learn how to do it. It looks fun. Over on YouTube, Valtube is saying, talking about Batman, there's an Edgeworth Batman ship. Well, you know they got in common is dead dads. Was Gregory Edgeworth, was he a single dad? Did Edgeworth have a mom? Because I feel like if he had a mom, he shouldn't have been adopted by Von Karma. So yeah, maybe they're both like that. Speaking of Batman, though, those who are into Batman, have any of you guys checked out any of this absolute Batman series that's going on? I'm curious as to your thoughts. I have very mixed feelings about it. Anyway, like I was saying before, though, I have the theory about this, that earlier I said that maybe Judy had arranged this whole thing to lure the real killer here. Again, presumably Gusto, because maybe something in those statues would be evidence for him. That's why he busted it open and the gas came out. That was a trap for him. He was trying to destroy it. Maybe Fender helped her set things up, although I'm guessing she chose to use the deadly gas to try and kill him and Fender didn't know about that. Otherwise, Fender's kind of an accessory to attempted murder, which is not ideal, but may be the case. He's our new buddy. He's our new uncle, Uncle Eddie, and he might be he might have assisted in attempted murder. I really am not sure. Let's find out. Anyway, the ice sculptures are on display just like they were all those years ago. Oh crap! I just glanced over at YouTube, and it says no data is coming through. Okay, it just changed to excellent connection. I just had a flash of panic. I'm like, am I offline? Did my internet go out? And we're gonna see what we can find out, right, Miles Areno? I'm a prosecutor, Fender. I don't look at these things the same way as you or my father. Miles, come on, Miles. What? Oh, anonymous gifter gifted a sub to Doc. So I assume that means that Doc is still here. Is that Batman on? Batman on! Thank you very much, Batman. We were just talking about Batman earlier. Thank you for gifting the sub to Doc. Doc, you already know. You've been a subscriber before, Doc. You've had a sub before. You've got the access to the full suite of emotes, to the Hey Hey channel on Discord. You're immune to ads. And so thank you, Batman On, for gifting that sub to Doc. That was really, really nice. Oh, over on YouTube, Opinion says, a dad? I meant a mom. Words. Wait, did I say it the wrong way around? Let's see. ValTube said, Miles have 2 dads. And, oh, a new person. Oh, no, it's Shingo. Is that Shingo from over here on Twitch, but over on YouTube? Saying, no, don't worry. I'm over here, and I can confirm it's working. Your stream is up and running perfectly. Well, thank you so much. So you're in Twitch, so good to see you, Shingo. Makes me happy to see you here. How are you doing? How has your weekend been going? I appreciate you checking, so thank you. I just keep seeing these errors that the quality is going down. It's been happening always on one of the 2 streams. I don't know, maybe if the internet is struggling in my place, I may have to reduce the resolution of the stream I'm broadcasting, and it'll not look as sharp and nice, but if for stability, maybe it'd be worth it. But thank you, Shingo, for being here. Let's play a little bit more now. But that doesn't matter right now. Speaking not as a prosecutor, but as Miles Edgeworth. I want to know the truth behind both of these cases, and I'm not leaving until I do. You really are old Gregory's son through and through. Alrighty then, now that's sorted, we can really get to work. Good thing I brought the IS-7 case file and evidence with me today, huh? Here, documents first. Who doesn't love paperwork? Am I right? The parts in red ink are my annotations.
IS-7 incident case file updated to my organizer.
Documents received from Fender, including his comments in red. All right, so let's see what his comments look like in red. So notes, statute. See there, it says it right, statute. Not statue of limitations expired 3 years ago on December 24th. Okay, that's important. No other notes here. No detailed autopsy report due to the body going missing, question mark. All right, I'm gonna still guess that it was poisoning and not actually a bludgeoning. And is Vero here yet? Although I don't think Vero's met the transformer named Bludgeon. Thank you, Fender. And here's some evidence for you. Enjoy. There's quite a few, so I'd take a minute to scope them out if I were you.
Small mountain of evidence from the IS-7 incident received from Fender.
Why was the typing on that so loud? It made me want to shout it. Yes, I see. I'll take a look at them in a bit.
I love my wife pork short. However, we have had some problems porking lately. As you know, I was recently diagnosed with erectile dysfunction.
No, you said there's nothing wrong with you!
This is the only problem that I have ever had in my life, which up to this point has been fruitful and perfect.
Fruitful.
There is a singular blemish on my perfectly clean body. A lone gray stand on my lush brown hair. However, I am coping with this wonderfully. Boo.
Ah! Why did he have to slow down for my nice clean body? Well, what was the wording that he used there? I gotta glance at the thing. Blemish on my perfectly clean body. It's like TTS knows what words to make suggestive. But thank you very much, Oak, for the 50 bits. I appreciate that. Wow. Once we get some music going, I will read some more in the chat because I am still so far behind. Oh yeah, I was gonna look at the organizer now. So let's see what got added. Oh, that is just a small mountain. That's not very much stuff at all. It's just the ultimate cookbook, which had the cure for his tasting disorder, the frame finger marks, the salt lamp, and the family photo. Oh, it's so sad. The 2 dads won't look at each other. And he's just eating a little chicken thing. I do wonder if that's... I want to say that that's the kid that we saw previously in this case that was in the same room as the Delights. But that kid looked like a kid still. And if this was 18 years ago, he'd be a young adult. But maybe he's just tiny. Maybe he's got stunted growth. Maybe he is. Maybe he's just a little miniature 20-something fella. All right, let's play some more. I'll take a look at them in a bit. You know, our current case is just full of loose threads, too, come to think of it. Indeed. The key players of that incident 18 years ago, who just happened to get caught up in another incident.
The ice sculptures in the Winter Wing that are perfect replicas of the ones from 18 years ago. The poison gas attack at the Autumn Wing, which has been disguised to look like the Winter Wing. The 2 chemicals that were found inside the Pisces statue's display case, Ubiquium and Asphyxion. I mean, I guess it's nice that they're giving a recap now. This game tends to do it sometimes for stuff that happened 30 seconds ago, but this was like, I think for us, about 6 or 7 hours ago. That form a poisonous gas when mixed together. For those who speak with like a real British accent, do you say gas or goss? Goss. If I say gas, it sounds weird, but goss seems a little bit forced, so I don't know. Not that you can really tell me in typing. The victim of the goss attacks, he's Carmelo Gusto, who is no stranger to the events of 18 years ago, and who is still unconscious and undergoing treatment in the medical room. Are we sure he's still really unconscious? That he didn't get up and do a murder of Judy in the fountain and then just pretend to be sleeping? Oh, okay, we're gonna finally find out who she is. She, is this Judy or who? And finally, we come to the body floating face down in the fountain. Okay, I am going to guess. Oh, no, okay, I was gonna guess it's Judy. It's not gonna be Judy. I'm changing my answer, it's not Judy. The reason we did not see it, because that would have been a really killer cliffhanger if it was Judy. It's not gonna be Judy. It's gonna be Ian Seidman. And he's gonna be dead, and it's Judy taking revenge on the people who got Samson Tangaroa falsely convicted. It's gonna be Ian Seidman. Oh, I thought he was gonna say who it was. Okay, but that is gonna be my guess. We'll find out. And the fact that the ice sculptures have melted, just as they did all those years ago. The events of the oh, why? Apparently I need to read some chat. Thank you very much, Chaotic, for the Tomcat. Let's see. Quigator said, yup, no body, no death. Doc said, gonna flip a coin. If it's heads, I will stay. It's heads! I'll be here for at least another 30. Well, thank you for that extension of 30. I hope you've been here at least long enough to see that you got a gifted sub. Quigator says, Yahoo! Doc said, the movie itself was every kid's movie ever. I think the audience made it the best, though. All those videos of these people cheering at Jack Black's lines are accurate. Here's the problem. Whenever I go see movies, I try to go for really cheap showings, which is like a Tuesday, because at the movie theater I go to, Tuesday matinees are $5. And all those kids are going to still be in school. So I don't know if I'll be able to have that experience. But it looks like fun, but also you never know how far they'll go. Like maybe some kid will have like a giant Coca-Cola and just start like spraying it all over the place. So I'll need to make sure I wear grubby clothes. I don't mind getting ruined, maybe. Let's see, Queen Katie with a timestamp, 59. Crap, I'm over 40 minutes behind now. But thank you for the timestamp. Nora said to Queen Katie and to Crystal, check the group chat. Oak says, unlurking, done drawing. What were you drawing this time, Oak, if you don't mind me asking? Oak says, wait, has Dot seen Seekers before? Doc says, Seeku. Doc says, guys, should I waste 10k points? I think you did already. Queen Katie said, a great and powerful redeem featuring Vero. Doc said, I've missed lots, it seems. Nora said, check DMs. Doc said, just like his noose was well and truly hooked. Oh, yes. Well and truly hooked, yes. Doc, why couldn't you bit in my brain when I was saying that earlier? That is so much better. That works. Doc, oh, that's awesome. Doc said, or Oak says, Dot, very important news coming up. Are you paying attention? This is crucially important. Doc says, I'm paying attention. And then OQ's Seeker said, rip my points. Doc with question marks. Queen Katie still says, Doc, that the voice in that is, it was a Vero voice redeem. Over on YouTube, Shingo also says, yeah, I actually saw you here the first time, then searched you on Twitch. Oh, I think you said that before. I'd forgotten. So yes, thank you so much, Shingo. Again, I appreciate it. It's nice having you here. And as you've seen, you get quicker replies over on YouTube. So thank you very much, Shingo. And for the reminder as well, Chaotic says, if I spend bits on message effects, will it show on stream and TTS read out my message? Message effects? Like which ones? I'm curious, because it might depend. I am not sure. Like for the, oh, I don't know what message effects does, actually. What does message effects do? Does anybody know what message,
I can't remember. I know somebody tested that out, but I don't remember what it does. Huh, that's like a Twitch thing that I didn't make. Let's see, Nora says, Seekers! Oak said 20K to Monokuma. Doc said, Logan, tell me everything about myself. Wait, about yourself? I know that you're a doctor called Dot. And you're Cookster Jr.
As you all know, there is nothing wrong with me except for the one thing I am dealing with it wonderfully. Though I can feel myself plummeting down through endless layers of concrete, the cold rock hitting my flesh and breaking me apart over and over. Yet I can never...
I think Beef Longa just hit the ground. It's just making it very low. Can you hear that low, deep pitched hum? It sounded like he was like going in a tunnel and then just. I think Beef Longa just flatlined. Oak, did you kill Beef? I hope Beef is okay. Thank you so much for the 10 bits. Let me read the rest of what this TTS says. It says, as you all know, there's nothing wrong with me except for the one thing I'm dealing with it wonderfully, though. I can feel myself plummeting down through endless layers of concrete, the cold rock hitting my flesh and breaking me apart over and over, yet I can never die. That's when it faded out. How ironic that that's what it died on. Said, it doesn't hurt, not anymore. All I can feel is numb, but I am okay, guys. Don't worry. I'm not sure if you are okay, Beef. But thank you so much for the 50 bits. I think, yeah, at this point, you've almost caught up to chaotic in bit expenditures for the night. The events of the present day would appear to be intimately linked with the events of the past. Huh, what?
Wait, you have to do Beef voice.
Oh, I have to read it in the Beef voice? Is that what I gotta do?
As you well know, there is nothing wrong with me, except for the one thing. I'm dealing with it wonderfully, though.
I feel like I have more variation in my voice in the Beef Longa TTS, like it took a lot of that out of it.
I can feel myself plummeting down through endless layers of concrete, the cold rock hitting my flesh, breaking me apart over and over. Yet I can never die. It doesn't hurt, not anymore. All I can feel is numb. But I am okay, guys, don't worry.
So there you go. There is the Beef Longa voice. The events of the present day would appear to be intimately linked with the events of the past, which means they may be able to help us learn more about what happened 18 years ago. Sounds good to me. Let's get investigating. Ah! Oh, I forgot that you're here, winner, chicken supper. Oh, no, you don't. Aren't you forgetting somebody? Me. You forgot me. I could have sworn this is my investigation. Eustace is quite right. I do hope you aren't intending to obstruct him in his duties. Duties, Mr. Edgeworth.
I am here. Sorry I'm late. I've been slaying a princess over and over. What have I missed?
Tiff, thank you so much for the 10 bits. How are you doing? We finished what's...
I'm giving an additional 10 bits to thank you for doing that. We love you longer than 33. I appreciate your support with Allure. I shan't be scary this time. I must be nice.
Okay, really be nice. I thought there was still going to be a boo. Thank you both, Tiff and Oak, for the 10 bits each, and thank you. So yeah, Tiff, all you missed is we wrapped up what I assume is the final Gregory Edgeworth part. I have a new theory, though. So, because we got name dropped, Ian Sideman, who is saying is Inside Man, who is the previous detective before Tyrell Bad, who was on the case, and he helped out Von Karma to coerce a confession from Samson Tangaroa. I think, because before we did the flashback, we found the body in the fountain, I was guessing the body was either Gusto or Judy dressed up to look like Artie Frost. I now think it's going to turn out to be Ian Sideman, and that it was Judy has been taking revenge on the people who were responsible for getting Samson Tangaroa convicted. I think in the past it was Gusto who did the crime, and that Judy is now doing the murders and attempted murders in the present, which is not ideal because now even if we get Samson out of prison, Judy's going to go into prison and probably get executed. Then there's still going to be a sad ending. That's gonna suck. I don't like that. Let's see, over on YouTube, Shingo said, I hadn't thought about the advantage of the faster response time. I could take advantage of that now that I think about it. Although it feels like cheating, it kind of does a little bit because like so many of the people are on Twitch. And also over on Twitch, there's like other people you can talk with and chat with and have like fun friend bonding times with. But either way, like I said, good to have you here, Shingo. Let's see. Quickgator said, the Spirit of Justice clip was, quote, one rule, and it's already broken. Oak said, I never should have tried to draw. I missed so many things while I wish I clipped. Wait, what? What did you wish you clipped tonight? Was there, oh yeah, we haven't had any clips. Were there clippable moments tonight? Nora said, I don't know, but you're my real friend, Logan. I have an album and photos called Friends, and it's just a picture of my friends. You're in there twice. So obviously, you hear that? I am two friends in one. A double friend. So thank you very much. Oak said to Nora, Logan is your only friend twice. Vex says, I prefer Cass as Black Bat, but that's mostly for genderqueer headcanon reasons. I do like that when she's had the Batgirl mantle taken away from her in the, what was it? Was it the 1 year later storyline that turned her evil and then New 52 brought Barbara Gordon back to Batgirl and all that stuff? I like the name Orphan as like a superhero name a bit more than Black Bat, because Black Bat I think is just it's like a Red Robin thing. I think it's, in my opinion, a little bit too similar. If you prefer it though, that's fine. I won't like try to tell you wrong or anything. You get to like the things that you like, but I do like her as a character. Doc says, I've just been reading Dracula lately, so that intrigued me. Is the book good? I've never actually read the book Dracula. Oak says to Doc, Logan, is Dracula real? What? Oh, Doc said, Logan, do you want to suck our blood? I mean, okay, maybe I want to suck your blood. Maybe sunlight would kill me. Maybe I sleep in a coffin on top of the soil of my homeland. But does that mean I'm a vampire? You know, maybe I could turn into a bat-a-wolf and mist. You know, maybe I have hypnotic powers. But does that mean I'm a vampire? Sure, a stake in the heart kills me. But let's be honest, a stake in the heart would kill any of you. That's really not like a vampire exclusive thing. What? It's not that, oh my gosh, stake in the heart kill. It's just that he's not immune to that. That's the surprising thing. Like that would kill anybody. Let's be real. Oh, and there's where Beast Chica Stan came in. Chica, are you still here? Said, boy, do you remind me of Ryan Reynolds. And then Oak said, eating Cheetos right now. And Beast Chica Stan says, yes, indeed. I don't know if you're still here. You probably already left. But it's good having you here. And thank you again for the follow. Base Chica Stan said, come on, guys. You see it, right? Do you guys see it? Ryan Reynolds? I mean, again, I will take it. I will so take it. I prefer that over the people who say that I look like Germa. I'm no offense to Germa, but he's like... I don't think he's ugly, but I don't think anybody's ever considered him a heartthrob. Whereas like Ryan Reynolds, the ladies thirst after Ryan Reynolds, you know? Oak says, I think it's the blue light from the computer. Doc says, yes, I learned the TikTok hacking last night when I went clip hunting. I was trying to show a friend your full bright voice. Oh, so did you see that my account is back now, Doc? That I got it back? That's awesome. Quick said, Crystal, I also posted the Japanese name before the unofficial one. And Doc said, Rip Lancer, Deltarune. I'm looking forward to chapters 3 and 4. It's gonna be fun. Base Chica San said, Chica works for both FNAF and the anime Love is War. I've never seen that. And I hear it's really good. Like, I hear it's really, really good. Isn't that the one that had, like, the closing animation for, like, the ending credits that went, like, viral, where it's the girl dancing, doing the, like, dance thing that's just, like, so detailed, animated. Might even have been rotoscoped. I'm not sure. I'll read one more comment because we've got a highlighted message from Chaotic saying, if I remember correctly, I cheered 1K bits, 50 bits, 45 bits, another 45 bits, so that should be 1140 bits in total. Okay, so I guess I miscounted then. For some reason, I think I added an extra 100 in there somewhere. Wait, no, because you did, this was before you did 2 cheerings of 100 bits, so you're more than that. So now you'd be 1340. So again, thank you for your generosity, Chaotic. Anyway, sip of water. We'll get back in the game. I'm gonna finish off this one. It's almost empty. All right, let's do this. Eustace is quite right. I do hope you aren't intending to obstruct him in his duties. We already laughed about it. We don't need to laugh again. Mr. Edgeworth. I mean, as long as we don't get in his way, it's a free country. We can, like, look around on our own. We can investigate the pile of vomit over. Again, I don't think it's really vomit. I think it just looks like that. That's going to turn out to be like a broken teacup, and the brown is the tea stain, and the chunks are not bits of corn, but they're chunks of teacup. I would hate to have to add a guilty to my report to the committee. What am I guilty of now? Of course not. I am simply offering once again to do what I can to help with this investigation. Your offer is duly noted and duly declined. Oof. She isn't pulling any punches. The identity of the body from the fountain is currently being ascertained. Okay, so that means we are correct that it's not Judy because they would have been able to tell that right away. It's gonna be Ian Seidman. I feel really good about that. It is only a matter of time until we have all the information we need. Perhaps I can help you speed that process along. I think I have an idea of who our mystery victim might be. Oh, we do? Hang on. Crap. Save. What was he gonna say? He's not gonna say Artie. Thank you, Troll the Duck. I am saving, but I'll save again because I'm gonna train Pavlovian dog. Because I don't think we have Ian Seidman in our court record, so it has to be someone in our court record. He's gonna say Artie Frost? Wait. Tangeroa just appeared in here. Having received a guilty verdict for his purported role in the IS-7 incident, he is now serving his prison sentence. I mean, but it can't be Artie Frost, because that was 18 years ago. He'd be a skeleton. Unless, again, maybe the body was made out of chocolate. It was a confectionery corpse. But I feel like the forensics people taking the body away would have been able to figure that out. So I'm guessing that Edgeworth is going to have just a brain fart with logic and say it's Artie Frost. Even though it obviously cannot be. Hang on. Wow, that sneeze came on fast. But it can't be. But I do think it's going to be Ian Seidman, but we don't have a thing for him. So it's either Ian Seidman or Carmelo Gusto. Unless, is he going to say it's Judy Patton? Look, we would have recognized her. What? Really? Then you have to tell me. It's the law. Very well. Maybe it isn't just the ice sculptures that have resurfaced after 18 years. The body in the fountain may also be a visitor from the past.
No, it's Gumshoe Boo.
I would be so freaking sad if Gumshoe actually died in one of these cases. I don't think they've ever done that where like a member of the main cast or the recurring cast between the games has ever died. And I hope they never do. Gumshoe should never die. So no, but thank you so much for the 10 bits. I do appreciate that. I guess we're saying it, Artie Frost. Okay. Again, he should be like a skeleton or an urn of ash. I believe the body in the fountain is that of the man who was murdered here 18 years ago. Mr. Artie Frost. Edgeworth, do you not know how decomposition goes? Oh, I can see over on YouTube we got a couple more comments there. Let's see. Shingo, so the opinion says, I don't feel bad about it, lol. Shingo says, yeah, and some guys too also like Mr. Reynolds. There's something like a guy that makes you laugh. Well, you know, one of my main heroes with comedy is Conan O'Brien, and he and Ryan Reynolds made out, just full-on open-mouth smooching for a bit on Conan's talk show one time. They reenacted, I think it was supposed to be like the final scene for The Notebook or something like that. Some romantic comedy, they're in the rain, and they just start like making out, just going at it. So there you go. Opinion says, I can confirm people do actually find Germa attractive. I think it's because he's really weird and Tumblr likes that. I don't know, I'm not attracted to men. I just think it's weird. Anytime a YouTuber has done a face reveal after becoming mega popular, even if that person looks normal, even if the person is attractive, I see so many people going, what? This person's ugly. This person's so ugly. And like sometimes they're like very attractive. And so maybe it's because he just started always being seen and people are like, I like this guy. He's funny. And therefore I become attracted to him. Oh, and there's Cody Cieselski. I hope I'm saying your name right, saying hello. Hi, I tried saying hi to you back before the stream. Before the stream started, I saw that you had posted saying hey, so welcome. I can't remember if you've been here before or not. You may have. If I've forgotten you, I'm sorry, but I'll give you the quick rundown in case you haven't. If this is recap, I apologize. But we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, currently alternating between this game, Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Gambit, and Metaphor Refantasio. So hope you have fun hanging out here. Good to have you here. I assume I can call you Cody for short. Shingo says, don't you just love extremely punny names? Ian Seidman is incredibly on-the-nose name. It is, but I like that it's just subtle enough. Like, Ian is a real name. Seidman sounds like it could be a name. Yeah, it's not quite as bad as the Spirit of Justice names. It's like just far enough to still be good, to get close to being really bad. But I should read some, or not read some chat, read some game, play some game. I'm reading the game isn't playing the game, but I should do that. I hope I'm getting slowly caught up to the chat though. I'm probably not. Holy crap, we're 2 hours into the stream. Anyway, Mr. Artie Frost. What are you saying that was poor Chili Winks? Wait, who the heck is Chili Winks? He sounds scary. Does he sleep under my bed? Or Artie, or whoever it is you're talking about? Artie Frost was a famous sculptor, Eustace, although he was better known as Paul Hillique. The sculptures on display here are all his works. No way. Sounds like he did well for himself. Always good to encounter a fellow winner. Eustace, he's dead. Like a long time ago. How old is Eustace? Did he die before? I think Eustace is an adult, right? Eustace! Oh, wait, no, he's only 17. I forgot. He's still just a kiddo. So he died before you were born, bro. Mr. Frost was also the victim of the IS-7 incident. Oh! Judge Gavelle knows about the IS-7 incident. She probably does her homework, you know? Mr. Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident is an 18-year-old case, and according to police records, the victim's body was recovered and an autopsy duly carried out. Oh, sure, that's what the records say, but the records can't always be trusted. What are you insinuating? Come on, it was Von Karma. He is a well-known evidence forger. He was convicted, he's executed, he's gone. This should not be, like, controversial. That while the records may say stuff like body totally recovered, the defense back then begged to differ. Not that it stopped the prosecution from shutting them down hard, of course. But she's gonna say a verdict was read. Oh, yeah, is that Edgeworth? The guy's just taking pictures. Oh, Miles Edgeworth, click. Oh, I'm on another photo, click. Oh, I cannot get enough photos of Miles Edgeworth, click. Oh, it's Winner's phone. Yeah. Mushy, this is Winner. Wait, what? Oh, really? What is it, Eustace? The body. We've got an idea. Oh, here it is! We got an idea. It's not going to be Artie Frost, because that makes no sense. It's going to be Ian Seidman. It's going to be Ian Seidman. I feel good about this. Oh, some sculptor called Frost or something, so I guess Edgeworth called me what? How was his body preserved all these years? Did someone just shove him in a freezer? Don't tell me he's been lodged in one of these watery tubes for 18 years and didn't because you can decompose in the water. There should have been chunks of him floating out in the fountain for the past almost 2 decades. They better explain how he's still so well preserved. This defies reality. I need to read some more in the chat. I don't approve of this. I am not on board with this. Oak says, oh man, I need to replay Deltarune. I just feel like I've got the 2 runs in my save files because the regular run and then the, what was the other one? Like Snowgrave run? Huh?
Logan, everyone has been yelling at you in spoiler chat violently. Boo.
Ah! Thank you, Oak, for the 10 bits. I mean, because I was wrong about it being Ian Side. Okay, then spoiler chat, without giving a spoiler, because maybe they'll explain. 18 years! I'm gonna Google this, how long it takes a body to decompose to a skeleton. And whatever FBI agent is watching over me will have a mini freak out. How many years a body to become a skeleton? The time it takes for a body to decompose into a skeleton varies greatly depending on environmental factors, but generally can range from a few weeks to several years, with some cases much longer. 18 is more than several. But thank you for the 10 bits, Oak. I appreciate it. I still, no, I'm not on board with this. I do not accept this. Queen Kitty said, thank you, Crystal. Crystal says, I missed Deltarune. Say chapter 3 and 4 soon. Doc said, good news, Deltarune 3 and 4. Oak said to Chaotic, actually, you did 49 bits, not 50, and you gave an extra bit before, too. Chica says, you may call me whatever. Okay, so Chica is good. Oak said, I still haven't played chapter 2. Oh, you gotta. Other than the fact that Ralsei is not nearly as adorable in chapter 2, I think chapter 2 is probably a better put together chapter. Okay, crap. Where am I leaving off? Oh, Chaotic says to Oak, I accidentally spent 1 bit, then 49, so totals to 50 bits. Chica says, I'll be joining the lurkers now. Thank you for the lurk, Chica. I appreciate it. Thank you again for the follow and for hanging out. Crystal says, enjoy the lurk. Queen said, Logan, this is the 10th anniversary game. Of course they'd show the scene here. I guess. Oak says to Doc, what should I try to make name puns for in this stream? Nora says, okay, hypothetical scenario. I have this friend. I talked about her the other day. She's cool and kind of popular. So we've been talking a lot about various things, music, musicals, movies, shows. And when I told her about the obsessive amount of manga I had, and then Doc says, trees. Nora continues, I made the impulse decision to send her a picture of my favorite Yuri, green Yuri, and wrote a whole paragraph about it, and she was like, you seem very passionate about this, and then said she was going to bed, and she has not responded to any of my messages. This is not a hypothetical. I think you're scared her off. Well, does she know what Yuri is? Because I told you before, I had assumed that Yuri was all of a explicitly adult nature. So maybe it would be better to clear the air like in person the next time you see her rather than over text to make sure there's no misconceptions, but I'm not good at social stuff, so I could be wrong. Okay. Let's play some more. I gotta start my new water here. I am not on board with this. Did we see the ice sculpture before it melted? Did we get a photo of it here? I just had a thought. Larry had the drawing, but did we actually have a photo of it? Wait, where is it? Okay, draped. What if the reason why Gusto burst open the case, why there was what looked like blood coming out, why there's a blanket here? What if the way that the body was preserved for 18 years was that it was frozen? And that wasn't a sculpture. That was its body. His body, Artie Frost's body. That was Artie Frost's body. And that's why Gusto had to pop open the case so desperately. I was trying to figure out how the ice sculptures could implicate him in the murder. It was the corpse. And he had to like break it open, and that's when the gas got out. But then who would have had the opportunity to move the body? Because Gumshoe went in there. Unless, maybe the reason why while Gusto was in there for so long getting gassed is because he popped it open. He's like, gas, I don't care. I got to get this, dragged it out and dumped it into the river. And that's how it flushed out into the fountain. I think I've got it figured out. I feel really good about this. And that would explain how the body was preserved for 18 years is it was frozen. And that wasn't the sculpture. That's why Judy did this. She set this up, invited him over, and he would walk in there and he'd see it. And he'd freak out, right? I feel good about this. I feel really, really good about this. Okay, let's play some more. I'm excited. Okay, I feel better now. I had to work that out in my brain. Goddess of justice. So, my father's deductions were right all along. Well, Judge Gavel, I'd say this changes things, wouldn't you? Perhaps now you'll admit that I might be of use to this case? More than a certain junior prosecutor. Anyway, more than that Kohai. That's right, Eustace. Call me senpai. Oh, no fair. You're trying to steal the win. I'm doing no such thing. All I want is to uncover the truth. And if we're going to get to the bottom of what happened here, we'll need to work together. We do not need to do anything, and you do not need to know the truth. This case is none of your concern. Objection! Whoa there, Judge G. I think you might be wrong about that. Another of your interruptions, Mr. Fender?
Yup. See, I was on the defense team for IS-7, so this case is very much my concern. I was one of the pesky kids pushing the theory that the body had actually gone missing.
Oh.
The prosecutor at the time may have brushed us off, but you can't deny the testimony of your eyes. Or to put it a little more bluntly, the prosecution's case was rotten from the ground up. When there's been a miscarriage of justice caused by the prosecution, it's the committee's job to fix it, no? Oh. And who better to help you unpick the mess than someone who was there at the time? Unless you have an ulterior motive. If you do, you gotta say it. Because I'm asking. You're not allowed to lie about it.
Oh. Judge Cavell seems to know the facts of the IS-7 incident in some detail, in which case I suspect she must be here on the committee's behalf. Your connection to the case is noted, Mr. Fender, but I fail to see how it concerns Mr. Edgewood. Where is the associate attorney? Or whatever, right?
He's the son of the original defense attorney and the protege of the case's lead prosecutor. And if that's not enough for you, he was at the trial too. I think it's just possible he might have a little something to bring to the table, don't you?
Oh. I like the Fender's doing well here. Way to bring it, Eddie boy. Very well, you may both assist in the investigation, but only if you refrain from interfering with the work of others. The Winter Wing is off limits for now. This room, however, is all yours.
Alrighty, great to hear we're on the same wavelength, G. This is cool, right? G, yeah. Now, why don't we bring it in? Bring it in to show we're on the same side of justice. Love hugging the ladies. Come on. Hug me. Press your body against me, please. It's been so long.
Actually, it hadn't been that long. He got a big old smooch from what's-her-face in the last case, the warden. Do not test me, Mr. Fender. Your permission to investigate can be revoked at any time. Duly noted, Your Honor.
This is a turn up for the books, huh, Milesy? We get to do our thing after all.
Thanks to your immeasurable help, as always. Cool it, Miles. You have a husband and a backup husband. You got Phoenix, you got Gumshoe. You don't need a... Well, I guess, I mean, what do they call it? In like government, when like if someone dies, who's the next in line? It's like the line of succession. I guess he has that for his husbands. No sweat. Besides, I was mostly doing it for me. All right, okay, I'll be investigating my own thing, so just holler if you find some interest. All right, we're gonna do an investigation. Let me read some more in the chat, because again, I'm very far behind. Oak says to Doc, I love you, but how the F do I do that? Doc says, Terry E. Terry. Oak said, make 5 of those. Terry Earth. Terry. Nora says to Oak, your name is a tree pun, bro. Oh, that makes sense. I know who the pun that says Oak is going to be then. Magpie says, ooh, I'm also trying to draw, but alas, I'm struggling. What are you drawing, Magpie, if you don't mind me asking? Oak says to Nora, it's not even a pun, bro. It's just 2 trees. I mean, the Koreanese names aren't really either. Nora says to Oak, I love that it's just different spellings for just the word tree. Nora says, Nora says to Oak, no, but your full name baffles me. It's so funny. I'm going to make my mom watch Doomed Yuri and Doomed Yowie on Wednesday. Magpie says, Von Karma's whole motivation for killing Gregory was because Gregory had gotten him his 1 penalty. So this fits the canon as far as I can tell. I guess it does. It just feels like a little bit of a retcon, but it does fit. It does fit. Yeah. So we'll go with that. We'll go with that, though. Oak says, guys, is it a bad idea to make Beef Longa have erectile dysfunction? Lord, yes! We saw that did not turn out well. Nora said, I'm gonna play some Pokemon Go. Do people still play that? Oak said, should I give Beef Longa erectile dysfunction? And then Nora says, why not? Magpie says, that really is a whole typo. Nora said, should I battle Team Rocket? I'm going to. Said, Ray said that me and Oak are like Jesse and James, and this is the highest compliment I've ever gotten. I love Team Rocket, you guys. Huh?
Tari. Distant relative of Taras.
Oh, Tari. Ah! Thank you for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. I'm sorry that over on YouTube it looks like it's buffering again. I'll read, looks like there's a couple more comments in the YouTube chat, though, and then we'll get back to the game, okay? Let's see. Shingo says, yes, Eustace is a teen, but I'm not sure his mind reaches elementary school level. Opinion says, laughing, oh, but you're gonna love this one. It's explained. I've got my theory, and I feel good about it, Opinion, so we're gonna see if I'm right. Shingo says, chapter 1 feels like what happens when you see Fan write a small fanfic of an AU. Oh, you're talking about with Deltarune. Said chapter 2 feels like what happens when the creator takes the fan work and makes it official. You know what? I like that description. That's a good description of Deltarune chapters 1 and 2. I've heard it. I don't know if this is true or not. I heard someone saying that Toby Fox, like Deltarune was what he originally wanted to make, and then made Undertale as like either a test or something like that, and it took off, and Deltarune is like his true passion project. Is that correct? Shingo says, this is about Deltarune. Says, that sounds crazy. Yeah, it's a bit buffered, but it works. Okay, I hope that the VOD is turning out okay. But thank you very much for the heads up on that. Let me have a sip of water. We'll get back in the game. I hope that if people are in your spoiler chat, where you all know whether I'm right or wrong, that the yelling and shouting has calmed down. Okay, I'll be investigating my own thing, so just holler if you find something interesting. I will. Goodbye. Well, Kay, shall we? Heck yeah, let the investigation commence. We're still unclear on 2 key facts. How Mr. Frost's body came to be where we found it, and the source of the ubiquium, and Edgeworth, importantly, how it was well enough preserved to still be, like, intact. You're right, we need some more intel. Indeed. Let's focus on the ubiquium first and foremost. It's used in stuff like dish soap and paint, right? Yeah, so it'd be used for like probably the teacups and things like that. So again, I think that Judy tried to kill Gusto, and so that's where she got it from cleaning the tea set. Correct. It's also bright red in color and has a distinctive minty fragrance. Ubiquium is a red liquid with a minty fragrance. Okay, sounds like we know what we're looking for.
Begin investigation, Zodiac, call fountain room.
All right, let's save, because I don't know how long it's been since we saved. We're like 2.25 hours into stream, and it may have been a little while. Oh, I think it was back when I was about to say Artie Frost. I thought I was gonna be wrong. Okay, so let's see. What do we have here? We got all sorts of spinny doodles. Oh crap, we got Larry. Larry, what are you doing here? We have the trophies, we got weird paintings, we got like a more abstract Picasso looking one, and we got like, wait, is that Artie Frost as Napoleon? I gotta click on that. I think that's what it is. It looks like Artie Frost. It's a selection of trophies won by Paul Hillick, or rather, Artie Frost. So that's gotta be a picture of him then, yeah? Evidently, he was a very well-respected artist. Well, you've got one too, Mr. Edgeworth. So it's about time I won one too! Guess I'll have to find some thieving contests to enter. Or you could set something up, something with a nice ceremony at the end, all that. It'd actually be fun. Like set up a little thieving thing for her. I bet Gumshoe would help out with that. That would be delightful. Yes, followed by a swift round of arrests. Not if you're like fake stealing, it's a contest, it's fine. And then what do we got here? We got some statues. Is this supposed to be, that's supposed to be Orion maybe? It's a sculpture of a brave warrior battling against a serpent. Did Paul Hillick make this one too, Mr. Edgeworth? He did. It seems he was fascinated by fantasy and mythology when he was a young man. This piece embodies the tragic yet gritty determination of the young as they face an impossible situation. It's called the math test.
Logan, you are my last resort. Neither spoiler chat nor regular chat can think of any, so what are some of your worst theories? I want to do a poll redeem, but I feel like I need at least 4 for a good poll.
Wait, worst theories? Do you mean for like this case? And like theories that turned out to be wrong that I did? Or theories that I still don't know if they're right or wrong. I'm sorry if I'll look at the overlay here for the bottom of the chat so you don't have to do a TTS. So just let me know, like, if do you mean you want to know theories that turned out to be wrong or theories that I still don't know about? I'm just trying to figure out what worst theories are. Oh, and when I look at the bottom, I see that just a few messages up is Yandere Goober. How are you doing? I don't know if you just came in then. I'm very far behind in chat. I'm so sorry, but it's so good to see you. And thank you so much for the 10 bits, Oak. Oak said just theories that have been wrong. Okay. So one of them has obviously got to be my theory that Takaya was chairman in Persona 3. I was so sure about that. What else did I have? I had a theory in Persona 4 that the teacher who replaced Muraoka, that she was going to be the murderer. And that was wrong. What other games do we have? Oh, I still have my theory. Okay, this has not been confirmed nor denied, but I still think that in Your Turn to Die, I think Gin is the traitor. And I'm sorry, I hope, is Tiff still here? Tiff will be so mad at me. Because, like, Gin is canonically in the game an autistic child. But just because you're autistic doesn't mean you can't, like, help out people with a death game. So I think Gin is the traitor in Your Turn to Die. What other theories did I have? What other games did we play? Danganronpa. I mean, I had a wide variety of theories in that one. I don't really remember any specific ones standing out. A lot of them I'm sure were wrong. Oh, I did think that Danganronpa, was it Danganronpa 3? That I guessed at one point that it took place in the afterlife. And that was wrong. That's like 4 different ones. Is that enough to fill up your thing? Is that... I think it's enough. I think it's enough, hopefully. If you still need another one, let me know. I'm sorry that YouTube is still buffering so much. I see Shingo over on YouTube said people are yelling spoilers in Twitch. Wait, what? What? Do we have a mod? Is Crystal here to be able to check and delete the spoilers that people are saying in Twitch that Shingo said? The people said, crap, this is what happens when everybody, I guess, I'll head over to your spoiler chat and you don't see. But I don't know if you'll be able to scroll up and see. Crystal, are you able to see if that, and you can like delete the messages, and if they'll still show up for me, but if I see the start of a crossed out line, I just won't read it. So thank you for the heads up, Shingo. Said, I'm watching both just for fun, but yeah, be careful with what you read. Opinion says, oh yeah, that's true. As far as I know, the thing about Deltarune being the original idea, and Shingo says, a heads up, taking advantage of the fact that this chat is read faster, so I guess cheating has its advantages. So thank you very much. Okay, so Shingo says that somebody said some sort of a spoiler thing in the Twitch chat. So if Crystal wants to check in that, Shingo, would it be okay if you could like send maybe a DM to Crystal, if you could DM Shingo, like the whispers? We still have those on Twitch, right? I never really use it. And say, hey, this is what somebody said, and you can find it. Is that okay? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for watching out for me, Shingo. Okay, let's play a little bit more of the game. That'll hopefully give Crystal time to, like, find those. It's called the math test. Talk about relatable. Yeah. I kind of, you know what? I would, if that was, I'd buy that statue, like a small version of that statue to put on like an end table. That's cool. What? Oh, and that's little angel still there. What about these peeps? Statues of a man and woman in old-timey clothes. Did Paul Halik make these as well? Yes. It seems he created them rather late in his life, once he had begun to make a name for himself. His wife pushed him to sculpt the two of them. Oh, sorry, it's Edgeworth. His wife pushed him to sculpt the two of them as ancient gods, but he couldn't say no to his beloved. That's the two of them? That guy's got a beard. Well, I guess he could have grown a beard at one point. The title is The Beautiful Goddess Venus and Her Humble Servant. Oh, that's nice. That's actually sweet. Wow, talk about putting your goddess on a literal pedestal. So we know that the poor guy was married. Well, he's married and had a kid. This thing in front of the door is a fir tree, right? Yes, they're usually associated with winter, but this door leads to the autumn wing. I suppose it's all part of someone's elaborate ruse. I could paint a red for that autumny feel. I think, once again, that was Judy intentionally putting the seasons out of order to trick Gusto, right? Evergreens take green all year round, Kay, hence the name. Oh, sure, I knew that. Okay. Want to look at this little red tree? Can I look at the little red tree? The door here's marked with a nice autumny looking tree. And yet, it leads to the winter wing. I suppose it's all part of the deception. I can steal the leaves, you know, if you like. Make things a little more wintry. I think you'd better leave them alone, okay? Okay, I'm gonna try and click all the things I don't think is, oh, Edgeworth. Look at this, it's an elevator, Edgeworth. Oh, don't you just love elevators, Edgeworth? It seems the elevator is only accessible to select individuals. I wonder what's upstairs. Among other things, the medical room. Wait, I thought it was on the same floor. Like, when we take a look at the layout of the place, I thought it was like, oh, that's a security room. Security room. Okay. Also, if somebody could give either a TTS or maybe a highlighted message or something like, or a pin message. Yeah, give me a pin message when you know that the spoiler messages have been deleted thoroughly and allow me to go forward with stuff. Oh, over on YouTube, I see Queen Katie says, who yelled? Yelling about spoilers is spoiler chat only. I would like to help out with that. I'm sorry, Queen Katie. I don't know who said what. I don't know. And by the way, if you are the person who said the spoilers, don't worry. I'm not gonna be like mad at you or anything. People like accidentally say stuff or whatever. So it's I don't want you to think like, oh crap, Logan's gonna hate me now. And it's gonna be fine. Accidents happen or whatever. I just want to make sure that like I want to try and like avoid actually getting spoiled if possible. That's where Mr. Gusto is being treated. I hope he's all right. We've got some questions that need answering as soon as he wakes up. Since there's no way of knowing when that might be, we should explore other avenues in the meantime. Let's look at, can we look at this painting? We'll talk to this guy first. Mr. Winner, it is very clear that you're only allowed to investigate this room. So I'm afraid I can't let you pass. Sorry, sir. It wouldn't make... Oh, yes, I'm tickling you right there in the neck. It wouldn't make much difference if you did, officer. You're standing in front of a wall. Oh, but we all know a few bricks won't stop you, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, sir. Wow, he actually sounds kind of scared of you. Just what kind of reputation do I have down at the precinct? Can I look at these trophy things? Yeah, I wanna get a look at the sunflowers. One of the sunflowers. There we go, sunflowers. Oh crap, I didn't want to look because that's obviously important evidence. I don't want to move the story ahead. Why is there a lift cart just sitting out here in the open? Guess somebody must have been moving something heavy. Like a body? Like a body encased in ice? The top of the platform seems to be wet. As if ice that encased a dead body had melted thereupon. You know, I've got a funny feeling I've seen this thing somewhere before. You mean like 18 years ago? Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I saw it in Frost's room. Oh yeah, it was there! He must have used it to move the ice sculptures around. It's one of those fancy numbers where you can change not only the platform's height, but even its angle. If you had one of those, you could move giant lumps of ice around, no sweat.
Lift cart data jotted out of my
Organizer used by Frost to transport ice 18 years ago. The top of the platform is wet. You just think of the possibilities. I could really use one of these. Still doesn't explain what it's doing here, though. Bit of a head scratcher, but we should give it a think, yeah? Indeed. After all, it just might have something to do with our case. Can we look at the door? They put sunflowers by the door. Nice. That's what I was trying to click, Kay. Once again, if once the spoilered messages are deleted, if you could like pin a message, I guess it's probably a ways away. So I'll read a couple of comments in the chat because I do need to slowly get caught up. Where did I leave off? Oh yeah, Nora was saying that being called Team Rocket is a high compliment. No, I agree. I freaking love Team Rocket because they're like such good friends. They do care about their Pokemon. Other than the fact they steal them, they're really good. Quickly said, 19-year-old Eddie dealing with a case after having to deal with a very recent trauma of his mentor's death. ... Yay! Crystal says, what? Magpie says, why Seattle to Oak? Nora says, what did I do? Quick said, yes, I have an entire clip about Nora in my stream. Oak said to Queen Katie, wait, what is it? Nora said, question mark? Oh no, please don't let it be. Queen said, when Nora was crying to me about how everyone accused her of ... something, and I went, well, Nora, it's hard to accuse someone when it's clearly true. Nora says, no, I knew it'd be that one. Oak said, are you wrong? Queen said, do you want me to DM you the clip? Oak says, yes. Nora said, I was thanking you for being the only person not accusing me. Doc said, I never seen Jurassic Park? Oh, I love Jurassic Park, Doc. It's so good, huh?
They're gone.
Oh, thank you!
Crystal be good for real, for real.
Hey!
Boobies.
Oh.
Yay, woo boobies. D.
If you woo the boobies, then are they woobies? They woobies, something like that. But thank you so much for the 10 bits. I do see that once again, YouTube is buffering. My apologies to those over there, but I appreciate you sticking it out through the buffering. But thank you so much for the 10 bits, Oak. And thank you, Crystal. Crystal, you deserve a raise. I guess I pay you in pictures of my cat. I'll see if I can send you another picture of my cat, Crystal. Will that be payment sufficient for your hard work this evening? And thank you very much, Oak, for the 10 bits, and Crystal for doing all the deleting and the hard work. But yes, Doc, I love Jurassic Park. I don't know if it holds up. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I love that movie. Quickita says, Nora said, just added me, didn't even say anything. Quickita said, the thing I typed weird, I meant, I don't know how I even said that, didn't pop up for me. Magpie says, enjoying the Frank Gorshin call out. Excellent, Riddler. I freaking love Frank Gorshin. Magpie, have you seen, there's a video, in fact, there's an MP3 version of it also, because I think they put it on a record, where he was on some variety show, and he sang a song in character as the Riddler about being the Riddler. And he had like these girls doing like backup vocals for him. And it's great. I love Frank Gorshin. May he rest in peace. Vex says, no, Ray Shields, don't become Edward Nigma. He's so imbecilic. Quickita said, BRB gonna say good night to Dad and Pupper and grab snacks. I have a guide. Posting in spoiler chat if potato is needed. So far, so good. But we'll see how it goes. Doc said, all right, gonna flip a coin again. Heads if I stay, tails if I'm up. Please, heads, please, heads, please, heads. Oak says, pork shorta. Doc said, they gave birth to lamb medium. And they have maybe a new baby, veal, Tainia, something like that. Nora said, oh, by the way, I got my mom really invested into The Promised Neverland. Well, it's a good show. I even enjoyed the second season, but that might be because I never read the manga. Oak said, sadly, the porking hasn't been going as well recently. Quinkita said, okay, I'm back. Oak says, Katie, you missed some crazy new beef longer lord. Quinkita said, oh, I see. Magpie says, I think you're thinking of a trial in absentia. Okay, I heard what happened. That probably is telling me to get back in the game because I've been reading the chat too much. Let me have a sip of water and we'll get back in the game and it'll be awesome. Okay. They put sunflowers by the door. Nice. A fitting adornment for the entrance to the summer wing, I suppose. Summer is also vacation time. And every great thief knows that means tourists with bulging wallets. Pickpocketing, Kay? Isn't that a little beneath the great thief? Yeah, maybe you're right. Larry, excuse me, I want to look at the door and not talk to you. That one got me good. That one got me good. Oh, there's a poll! That's probably what it's for. There's a poll up. Paid poll. Worst Logan theory. Ian Seidman is the victim. Takaya is chairman. Geen is the murderer. Well, it's not that Geen's the murderer, it's that Geen is the traitor. I don't think Geen did any actually killing, but we know what you're saying. DRV3 Afterlife and Kashiwagi is the murderer. Looks like everybody's voting Takaya as chairman. I will vote, because that was the one, other than Geen being the traitor, that was the one I would say I was like the most certain about. I'm still running with the Geen being the traitor in Your Turn to Die. I'm probably wrong. But we'll see. So go ahead and cast your votes. Oh, and there's some more comments over on YouTube. Let's see. Crap, I gotta scroll up a little bit. Shingo says, I'm pretty sure people are hyped. This is a huge case after all. When you think about it, this is a case where everything started with it being Gregory's final case after all. I am enjoying this one. And I kind of do like the parallels between the two timelines and everything is nice. And I do think this is going to tie into the previous two cases because if Gusto is the culprit, he had like just gotten back from being in Zhangfa for however much time studying there. And so maybe that ties him into the whole cover up with Zhangfa like somehow. Quickita said, okay, I kind of figured out who it was. It was Yellen. Crystal's dealing with it now. Shingo said, pretty sure she just finished. Quickita said, the message is gone now. All hail Crystal. Yes, everybody say thank you, Miss Crystal. You're awesome, Crystal. I'm kind of surprised Vera wasn't here. Vera was, I think Vera was Vera awake on Discord earlier? I'm not sure now. I'm questioning myself now. Bill says, hey, Logan, do you know that it's impossible to say, hang on. Is this going to be a thing that's going to make me accidentally swear? It's several words in sequence, because I know that people have like whether it's sofa, like the couch type of a thing, and then like the word king, and they do that, and then you're saying like the F word and stuff. So let's see. The first word is I, and then the second word is law. So I law. I don't think there are any swear words that start with I law. And then Doug. I don't think there are any swear words that have a G in them. And then aim. I lost the game. I lost the game. Ah, there you go, Beowulf. Well played, Beowulf. Opinion says, the stuttering's suddenly gotten worse for me. I'm gonna head off. Have a good night. I'm so sorry, Opinion. I'm sorry it's gotten worse. Again, I hope the VOD will be okay. But thank you so much for being here and for so long, for sticking it out through the buffering. I hope I can get it figured out. But thank you for being here, Opinion. ValTube said, I just saw fan art of Miles, Gregory, and Eddie working together in the Edgeworth & Co. office. Aww. Wait, you talking about like with Edgeworth as a little kid? Oh, that'd be adorable. Oh, and the poll is done. And Takaya is chairman one with 82% of the vote. And Chaotic contributing 6 channel points. For single digits, must have been relatively inexpensive, affordable contributions. Oh, and also, we are over the 2.5 hour mark, so now is a great time to start keeping an eye out for raid suggestions for later on. Those are tulips by the door, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, it leads to the spring wing. Ah, spring, a popular time to move house, what? Which makes it open season for great thieves. Housebreaking is a little beneath a great thief, wouldn't you say? Yeah, I guess you're right. Can we look at these statues? Oh, those are checked off as well? Oh, but then maybe that's like more of the god and goddess stuff. But what about these crazy statues? It's a man with a moon-shaped head and a woman with a sun-shaped head. The man's got a real pained look in his eyes, though. Is it another Paul Halik piece? Yes, from his younger years, when he was something of a dreamer. He depicted those closest to him by means of a motif taken from nature. This piece is titled, My Parents. Guess the mom showed brightest in that house. I love how all the statues are these big elaborate weird things and then have such simple little names. Are these different? No, these are all the same. Okay, so can we talk to this forensics guy before we investigate the fountain? The body has been taken back to the lab, sir. Autopsy is underway. I'm gonna find out he was killed by poisoning. Oh, I'm so glad that we weren't standing right here, because then it would look like he'd be twiddling his groin if we were standing there and talking to him. And how's the rest of the fountain looking? Rather beautiful, actually, sir. The water's crystal clear and kind of soothing. Almost as if there wasn't a body floating in it not so long ago. Okay, so now we're in danger of like getting pieces of evidence. So let's save before we start talking to people, and then let's do some real investigation of this area. Oh wait, hang on. I see it. Is there a? I don't hear the shout out thing going on. Oh crap! When I turned it off earlier, I forgot to turn it back on. I'm so sorry. I see somebody try to do a shout out for Normie. Can you try and do a shout out for Normie one more time? Normie! I just saw like the notification saying that somebody tried to do that, and it didn't work. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It should work now. When I turned it off to like kill that the spoiler earlier, I think I turned it back on. I must have accidentally turned it back off again or something like that. So let's do a quick shout out for Normie. I bet it's gonna be a Catwoman playing. Oh, it's not. What is this? Oh, it's Valheim! Oh, I miss playing Valheim with Z Diggity and Chief Asian and Rukov. Fun stuff. How you doing, Normie? Are you in Z Diggity's new world? But thank you so much for being here. Okay, I think I saved. I did save, right? Let's do some real oh, no, not load. I just want to exit out of here. Okay, so obviously the fountain's gonna have some big clues. Do we also have puzzle pieces in our brain? I think we do. Oh wait, no, I don't want to talk to you. Don't want to talk to you. Oh, wrong button, wrong button. I'm sorry. Sorry, Kay. Nothing. It is this button. I think we only have one, right? Yeah, minty fragrance. So let's check out everything else. Hang on, did any of the troughs of water, the rivers, did any of them have minty fragrances? Let's talk, oh crap, I just stepped in vomit. Oh, well, let's talk to Larry, because my day can't get any worse now. Hey, Edgy, get out of the way, will ya? What are you talking about, Larry? I'm trying to sketch the lovely Verity. And I just know it's gonna be a masterpiece, so quit getting in the way. Nice, how far did you get? Well, I just mapped out my composition, so I'm ready to go to work. Then surely it's a little early to be declaring a masterpiece. That's our Lorries. Can I look at the stain on? Oh, I can. That's gonna be important. Let's talk to Fender first. Hey there, Miles Arena. What's the situation in the investigation? Things are progressing. I think
fuller picture of what happened is beginning to emerge. Oh, good to hear. Guess I better step up my game too then. Oh, and can we present the new thing that we just barely got from him to him? I think I get it. So this is it, huh? Oh, the key to unraveling the whole mystery? Yes, perhaps. Great. You keep hold of it then, yeah? Yeah, quickly now. Back in your pocket it goes. I guess he didn't think much of it. Okay, so I think that's what I think he said that before when he doesn't have anything to say. So maybe he has nothing new to say about any of these pieces of evidence. We should check all the ones that he just barely gave us. Ah, there we go. We showed him the murder weapon, but the alleged murder weapon. I still think it might have been poisoning. Ah, this takes me back. Perhaps you could take a closer look. You might notice something new. Thing is, Miles Areno, I've been racking my brains about this case for 18 years now. I wouldn't hold out much hope for a eureka moment. You, on the other hand, fresh eyes, fresh face, fresh attitude. You might spot something. I'm gonna take a stab at what his coolness is saying, but no comment. All right, I'll try not to pass the buck next time. Well, that was a waste of time. Maybe you'll have the same thing to say about the frame here. Ah, yeah, same thing to say. That's when he has nothing to say about stuff from the past. So we'll show one more piece of evidence, then we'll move on. The cookbook. The ultimate cookbook. I'll bet there's some humdinging recipes in there, huh? Any you might be interested in, perhaps? Who, me? Oh, not that I can think of. What about you, Casterino? Almost like a quesadilla, spelled with a K instead of a Q. I guess I'd like to be a genius and invisible, and be able to fly. We're talking about medicines here, Kay, not miracles. Okay, that was a fun little diversion there. Let's investigate. Oh, yes, let's investigate things for realsies now. So we got to look at the cart. We're gonna have to look at the vomit stain. And we're gonna have to look at the fountain. We should also talk to Delicious Scone. Hello there, dearie. Still investigating away, are you? Found anything interesting? No, dear. Oh, no, dearie. Well, nothing much anyway. Oh, silly girl. That wasn't a dearie, Marvin. That was more of a lambkin. Sweetheart is for when you're being sympathetic, of course. And treasure is when you're in a tiz. Love is for people you're not that keen on. So we gotta pay attention when she says love. And pedal you use when you're trying to get someone's attention. Okay, so chat. If you want to get someone's attention, call that person pedal. Wow, I didn't realize there were so many rules. Mr. Edgeworth, pedal. I'm trying to get your attention, Mr. Edgeworth. I want you to adopt me. I hope you're getting all this down. Don't even try it, Kay. Oh, dearie me. Okay, she's sympathetic. That was fun. I'm glad we didn't accidentally finish this investigation before talking to her. Okay, so let's look at the cart, the puke, and the fountain. Oh, we get to click on every nook and cranny. Let me read a couple more comments to the chat, though, because I am still so far behind, and now I don't have to worry about the spoilers if Crystal deleted them. Where did I leave off? Let's see. Oh, yeah, Magpie says, I think you're thinking of a trial in absentia. And maybe that, too. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer. Shows like Better Call Saul, despite all the horrible things that happen to him, actually make me think, oh, maybe being a lawyer could be kind of fun. Magpie says, interesting, weird. Oak said, I need to edit together a beef-longa lore video of all of his lore. Nora said to Queen Katie, the singing one? No, my mom, check Discord. Magpie says, I have not, but I've heard good things. And Oak says, absolutely wonderful quote. What was the quote there? Quote number 378. That wasn't graphic hand gestures, referring to the quote before it immediately makes graphic hand gestures. Doc says, silly Logan, no Ace Attorney character has a mother. No, really, try to name one character as an... Oh crap, alive or not in jail, Mom. I was gonna mention Pearl. Apollo Justice and Trucy. She's just a neglectful mom. Yeah, does that count? She's alive. And not in jail, technically. Creator says, Batman. Oh, that's where Doc got the gifted sub. Nora says, Batman on. Doc says, Batman on. Creator says, on the bright side, knocks on wood. Twitch is doing good for me. I know, I just feel like it's going to be one or the other. So maybe that does mean, maybe I need to like reduce the resolution of the stream that I'm putting out there. No longer be in HD for y'all. Vex says, should I share the Burn Badworth poly art in the Discord? Burn. Oh, was Burn that Eddie Fender's
Japanese, or not Japanese, English fan name, was it Burn? Quickita says, yes. Oak said, I have a beef longa problem. Quickita says, okay, I almost choked on my fondant. No! Shingo, there's Shingo, said, okay, came over here, but yes, I was working. I didn't notice when it went up and video automatically went to the stream through YouTube. Weekend was very interesting. Well, I'm glad to have you here, Shingo. It's always, and thank you again for alerting us to the spoilers. Honestly, I think you may have been the MVP, you and Crystal. And Quigati do it, like the three of you together. I really, really appreciate you all. Vex says, what channel do I put it in? Probably the Ace Attorney channel, I think. Shingo says, ooh, that looks like a nuclear family. Doc says, who's the wife? Oak said, Logan, I hope you know I am grinning like an insane person right now. The stream is delightful. Really? What happened? Quigata said, well, first thought is artwork since it's your art. Oh, yeah, Vex, was it your own art? Then yeah, artwork. If it was someone else's art, then the Ace Attorney channel. I'm sorry. Yes. Oak says to Doc, me. Vex said, no, it's not art by, it's by art by a Tumblr artist I adore. Quigata says, oh, then the Ace Attorney channel. Nora said, my mom doesn't want to watch Doomed Yuri and Doomed Yowie. She doesn't know about that part, though. Oak said to Nora, bro, what do you even try to make her do? I think what Nora's trying to do is trying to get her mom to ground her from being allowed to watch those things. Because that's what's going to happen. Nora says, watch Alien Stage. Oak said, I am not going to do that. Nora said, no, I'm saying that's what I'm trying to get my mom to do. Oak says, oh, Nora said, where is Batty bound? She is indisposed somewhere else. She's tending to Gusto, possibly murdering him in his sleep. We'll find out. Quiggy said, what am I missing right now? Nora said I have to go in like 8 minutes. Chaotic says I waited 30 minutes to do that. Oh, to do the Tomcat. Was it worth it though? Vex says sent the bad Brian Worth poly art. Beowulf said Weedle and I still need to plan out the day to see it. If it's on like a Tuesday, it would be awesome to like hang out, get together. I can see if like Clam's available, maybe Rukov, something like that. We could go to McDonald's, get the Minecraft meals first, maybe trade the blind box stuff if we don't get the ones we want. I think that'd be fun. What are you guys doing on Tuesday in the afternoon? Quickett said, I wish I could remove the power-ups. Makes me have to scroll down for the redeems. I does that to me too. I'm sorry. Crystal said Beef Longa died. Magpie says, yes, it's weird. Crystal with a breathe command. Okay, hang on. I gotta breathe. Thank you, Crystal. Nora says, oh my gosh, are you sure, Beef? Oak says, I'm having too much fun with Beef Longa lore. Nora said, bro, he's dead. Doc said, I've beef come so numb. I can't feel you there. Doc, again, I've missed this. I missed this again. You're like Cookster Jr. and I love it. Beowulf says, why him? Nora says, Batty Verity. Quickett said, Tiff, please tell me your thoughts either here or DMs on Discord. Oak said, do you guys think Beef Longa and Batman are friends? I would hope so. Tiff said to Queen Katie, I'll tell you in DMs. I don't want to spoil anyone here who might want to play. Nora says, yes. Queen Katie says, awesome. Nora said, bye. I have to go to bed. All right, well, good night, Nora. Thank you so much for hanging out. Well, you're probably going to say good night in a minute, so I'll wait to say it until you get there. Oak says to Tiff, Sid, you missed Beef's longest wife, Pork Shorta, and the problems they're having due to Beef Longa's erectile dysfunction, which he's coping with perfectly. Tiff said to Oak, good for him, honestly. Oak says to Nora, good night, Nora. Nora said, good night, everyone. Have a good one. Love y'all. I don't want to go to school tomorrow. Okay, good night, everyone. Good night, Nora. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. Have a good night. And I hope school goes well so you don't have to feel ew about it tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Good night, Nora. Vex says, I do not like Orphan because it's David Kane's code name and inherently self-contradictory. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that David Kane had a code name. I just thought of him as David Kane. So in that case, yes, that is a bad code name for her to, I mean, I guess she'll probably have something where she's trying to like reclaim it. But I could see you being upset with that then, Vex. And read one more comment, then we'll get back to the game. Doc says, the book Dracula is fantastic. It's quickly becoming one of my favorite books, but nothing could overtake Frankenstein in my heart. I've never read either of them, but I probably ought to at some point. Okay, let's investigate the cart. Oh, crap, we're like 12 minutes away from the 3-hour mark. Did anyone ever post raid suggestions? We'll see those in a minute. Ms. Bound's tea set is laid out neatly on the serving cart. The pamphlet says the gallery is famous for its tea. Understandably so. The cup we were given was delicious. But wasn't there something weird with the temperature that either it was like too hot or too cold? I think it was, I want to say that it was too hot. And that made me think that maybe the saucers were just barely taken out of the dishwasher. But maybe it was too cold because the ice sculpture was underneath the tray to be transported around or something like that. It looks like all this stuff was designed by Mr. Frost. Interesting. In that case, I think we'd better take a closer look. Well, this is obviously going to be important. That's got a specific label on it. But this is what I really want to see down here. We'll click that last. Teacup.
So, this dishware was made by Artie Frost. Looks very fancy.
Oh, it is. I'm willing to bet that this set can fetch something in the thousands of dollars. Okay, chat, real talk. If you were drinking that, where would you place your lips? On the tip of the spike, on the side of a spike, or on the wedge between spikes?
So let's try not to touch any of it unless we absolutely have to. Wow, this stuff's really worth that much! Stop it, Kay! I can see your eyes lighting up!
I mean, to be fair, as a great thief, she's done very little actual stealing of real valuable items.
Ms. Bound must really be a fan of Mr. Frost, like Fender said, to still have this.
Teapot data jotted out of my organizer.
Designed by Paul Halik, one of Judy Bound's prized possessions. Hey, Edgy! What is it? You better be careful with that teapot, you hear? Why is Letty so concerned all of a sudden?
Ah, there's Judy Bound.
Honored guests. I can pour you a cup if you like.
Is that the same outfit she was wearing before? Did she have that many roses on? Oh, maybe she did. I don't know. I guess I forgot she had roses.
Ms. Bound.
Oh, Judy!
Let's read some more in the chat because once again, I am still very far behind. Magpie says, yes, Dracula is good, but you do have to be aware it's going to take, that it's like 75% dramatic setup and is written as journal entries and papers that have been gathered.
Yeah, isn't it supposed to be, like the guy who went and visited him? I'm spacing his name now. Actually, though, speaking of Dracula, did any of you guys watch the Stephen Moffat Dracula series? Stephen Moffat, the guy who made, he did like a few seasons of Doctor Who and he made Sherlock. He had a Dracula series for 2 seasons, I think, or was it 1 season? I can't remember. Very interesting. It was one of those things that was trying to be like a fresh, subvertive take on Dracula and works in some ways, and some other ways, like, kind of not. But it's worth watching. I enjoyed it. It says, so you need to be aware that it's going in, or it feels rather boring rather than interesting. I've heard good things about Dracula Daily as a way to read Dracula. Ooh, I'll have to look that up. Dracula Daily. Chris said, Logan is Germa believe /Shay. Doc said, I've heard similar things about Dracula Daily, but I don't mind the book itself, so I'm just with that. Mayhaps I will share some of my Dracula fan art in the Discord. Oh, please do. And Oak with a clip. Hang on, this might be the first clip of the night, actually. So for anyone who's lurking or who doesn't know the deal, anytime someone posts a clip into the Twitch chat, we got to load up in our clip viewer to watch all together. And this will tell me how far behind I am. Crap, still an hour behind. It's titled, I Think Logan Might Be a Vampire. Let's watch this. Oak says to Doc, Logan, is Dracula real? What? Oh. Doc said, Logan, do you want to suck our blood? I mean, okay, maybe I want to suck your blood. Maybe sunlight would kill me. Maybe I sleep in a coffin on top of the soil of my homeland. But does that mean I'm a vampire? You know, maybe I could turn into a battle wolf and mist. You know, maybe I have hypnotic powers. But does that mean I'm a vampire? Sure, a stake in the heart kills me. But let's be honest, a stake in the heart would kill any of you. That's really not like a vampire exclusive thing. What it's not that, oh my gosh, stake in the heart kill. It's just that he's not immune to that. That's the surprising thing. Like that would kill anybody. Let's be real. That is like a long-standing inside joke that I have, is that like a stake in the heart, that's not like a surprising weakness. A lot of people have that weakness. Thank you very much for the clip. I appreciate that. Chaotic said, I'm gonna go lurk and beat Batman Arkham Asylum. If you're still live when I'm done, I'll chat again. Good luck, kick some butt, have some fun on the final boss fight. Chaotic, and hopefully maybe we'll see you back in a little bit. Oak says, happy lurk. Beck said, Logan, you're killing me with this skeleton point? Skeleton point. Was I making a point about skeletons? I can't even remember. It was probably with the body. Beck said, I haven't said anything for the past couple of streams, but oh my gosh. Bill says, why is Eustace so dumb? Oak at the time said 2 hours. Crap, I am like 2 hours or an hour behind. Crystal said, because Sebastian the best. Beck said, longer, you're killing me. Doc said, Inside Man, the most important character. I mean, maybe we'll never see him. I hope he shows up. I eventually want to see him because they named him. They didn't have to name him, but they did. Beck said, Logan, this is literally an ice sculpture exhibit. Doc says, I think I'll try defying reality. Wait, is that a song lyric? Wasn't that from Wicked or something like that? Vex says, Logan, please, trademark. Doc says, Logan, you played enough of these games to know you need to turn around your thinking. Stop thinking how it couldn't happen. Start thinking about how it could happen. You're right, Doc. Oh, and there's some deleted messages, so I gotta skip over those. So I should do that. But I feel good about my theory. And that's probably what I should have, but I got there with a theory I feel good about. Oak said, to people in chat who have been here longer than me, what are some of the most incorrect theories Logan has had over the years? Oak said, I want to do a poll redeem, but all I have is Takaya as chairman and Ian is a victim. Vex says, quote, Gavel, my father was literally murdered over this case. Magpie says, I'm drawing ship art. We don't gotta get into the details. Oh, so it's an embarrassing ship. Are those the ones that are called like crack ships? I really don't know all the terminology because I'm not super into shipping. Chaotic says, hey, yeah, I beat Batman Arkham Asylum. Well, that was quick. Magpie says, fun fact, I worked on Pokemon Go. Oh yeah, you mentioned that before. Specifically, I did Q&A for the Avatars update. Quick said, timestamp 216. Okay, still behind. There's Yandere Goober saying I'm back from the dead. I just like saying Goober. But how are you? I don't know if you're still here, but good to see you. Magpie says, one of my friends point out that all the sidekick characters, Kay has actually done the least crimes, hasn't stolen anything, except the truth. It's like I was saying, for a great thief, she has restraint. Edgeworth is a little unfair to her. Oak said, just theories that have been wrong. Quick said, in general, like P3, you thought Takaya was chairman. There's a schedule and Linktree. Quick said, so apparently Tiff is now a good fan of Slay the Princess. Nice. Crystal says, what? Spoiler. Oak said, worst Logan Robo theory. Ian Sideman, the victim, Takaya, the chairman. Okay, so that was done before. Quick said, wait, who are you screaming spoilers here? If only as a mod, I'd shoot them on site. No, don't shoot. It's probably just an honest mistake. Vex says, I think might have been talking about me. I was only implying things. Okay. Oak says, worst Logan Robo theory. There was a poll. Chris says, Shingo, tell me. There was crossed out stuff. Vex says, oh, okay. Quiggita said, this is literally spoiler. What the? Vex says, what? More deleted stuff. Doc says, oh, whoops. Quiggita said, this info hasn't been out yet at this point in the game. Crystal says, deleted. Thank you. Quiggita said, salute your epic Crystal. Crystal is. Thank you, Miss Crystal. Crystal said, I was too giddy flying the happy ghast. Okay. Is that like the little baby one? It looks adorable. I didn't know you could do that. I want to see like more of your Minecraft world. So I posted some in the Discord. It's delightful. Crystal said, also, wait a minute for your poll. Shingo says, no problem. It was good to be able to take advantage of the YouTube shorter chat. Again, thank you so much. Quiggita said, the message I replied to, that's technically a hint / spoiler, but otherwise, I think Crystal got the worst of it. Quiggita said to Crystal, Vera would be so proud to hear about this later. Salute. Crystal says, everyone is the Moiderer. Quiggita said, oh, our favorite Monday webcam artist updated. It's another P3R1. It's Koromaru theme this time. Posting in Discord. Nice. Crystal said, you're so real, Okie for boobies. Crystal says to Queen Katie, tell Vera how cool I am that I modded as a mod while playing Minecraft. Were you playing Minecraft with mods installed? Were you modding like a mod while modding Minecraft? Crystal says, the game. Quiggita says, laughing. Beowulf. Chaotic said, thought this was funny. Oak says, Logan, spell I-cup. Now that one I know because I went to elementary school. Crystal said, laughing, how? The finger. Normie says, hello. Oak said, kid named Finger. What was this about fingers? I don't even know because I'm so far behind. Quiggita said, I'm broke now, but Normie says, are these the adventures of Unnecessary Feelings Man? They are! Are you familiar with Unnecessary Feelings Man? I should check out YouTube real quick. Let's see. Beowulf says, no, it's not though. I do find the fact that that a restaurant named that is hilarious. Yeah, I think I saw a picture of that one time. Shingo says, the difference is so big, my Twitch message was just read. Oh, from how long ago? Said, I put my lips on the spikes. If you tried putting it in any of the other part between the indentations, the tea would spill the sides. But I feel like it'd be like hard to wrap your lips around. I feel like no way to drink it is good. But I do think spikes is probably the least bad way. So I'm with you on that, Shingo. Crystal says, laughing, says to Normie, very much so. Yes, Normie said, thank you for the shout out. Crystal said the shout out didn't go. Let's see, Normie said, yes, sailing my boat. Queen Gator said, this is the place I got stuck on. I can't wait to see how long it takes for him to find the thing I couldn't find, lol. Well, unfortunately, we have like 2 minutes left for the 3-hour mark. It might have to wait till next time, but I feel like I've been making good progress tonight. Oak says, my only regret in life is that my name is the same, so no gal couldn't say my full legal name. Aw. Doc says, this is your Larry voice? Yeah, Larry, he's like a little surfer bro kind of guy. Yo, edgy boy. Yeah, come on, what's wrong with you, bro? Is that all right? And Oak with another clip. Okay, hang on, let me load this one up. And we'll have a timestamp on this, so we'll see if I got mostly caught up or not. Because this has been a long stretch of just reading chat. 19 minutes ago, that's so much better than an hour ago. It's titled, Edgy's very bad. Let's watch this together while I refresh with a sip of water.
Let's talk. Oh, crap. I just stepped in vomit. Oh. Well, let's talk to Larry, because my day can't get any worse now. Hey, Ed!
I feel like the logic and sound to that. Thank you very much for the clip. I appreciate that. Let's see. Oak says, Doc, oh wait, is this your first time hearing his Larry voice? It's perfect! Can we get to the timestamp 2:41:31? I'm getting caught up. Huh?
I forgot today was a stream day. What have you done, Logan?
Okay,
what have you done to warrant spoiler chat getting over 100 messages?
Well, thank you so much for the 10 bits, Vera. I think part of the problem was apparently somebody accidentally posted some, it sounds like implied spoilers in the chat. And Shingo warned us about it, and Crystal was able to get in and delete them all. And Crystal told, we gotta tell you, Vero, we're supposed to all tell Vero what a great mod Crystal was. This is our homework, remember, that we had. So Vero, Crystal was an amazing mod. She did such a good job and deserves all your praise because, like, it was kind of sad because, like, Vero isn't here. So we just want you to be proud of her, Vero, because you're like her senpai in the moderator verse. So please be proud of Crystal. She did such a good job. But I don't know what actually, no, you know what it probably is? I bet people are talking about my theory because I feel so good about my theory. So Vero, to recap what my theory is, we found the body that we found in the fountain was ID'd as Artie Frost. And I was like pulling my hair out, like it can't be Artie Frost. He can't be that well preserved after 18 years. Then I realized he was probably frozen in ice and the Gemini statue with the blanket was probably him frozen and preserved. And that's why Gusto freaked out and like tried to open the case because I was saying before, something about the sculpture has got to be able to incriminate him somehow. It's got to be the body. And when they do the autopsy and find out how he really died, which I assume is like poisoning or something like that, it will implicate him and the jig will be up. So I think Judy Bound set this up, attempted to kill Gusto in a trap. So it's bad. She's probably going to go to prison. But Gusto is the murderer. And so I feel good about that. But thank you for being here, Vero. I'm sorry that you missed it up till now, but we missed you, Vero. Oak says, there's the timestamp. Yeah, so I'm 20 minutes behind. Doc says to Oak, I have not, and wow, definitely very Larry, but it's so surfer, dude. Is that bad? Doc says, pedal robo. Oh, are you trying to get me to notice you? That's the thing. We also found, Vero, is that apparently if you want somebody to notice you, you call the person pedal, or just say the word pedal to the person. Oak says to Doc, I'm just glad you've heard Maya and Judge Udgy at least. Oak says, wait, have you heard his voice for Arnie in Spirited Justice? Doc said, I'll do you one better. I haven't met Army Buff. Oak says, what, have you not finished Spirited Justice? Says, no, I'm still finishing Dual Destinies. Okay, so no spoilers on that. No spoilers on that, but we'll see when you get there. Bill says, objection, Apollo and Trucy's dads are both dead. I know we were talking about dead moms, though, right? Crystal with some raid suggestions. Thank you very much, Crystal. Crystal is one of the MVPs of the night. Let me copy these over to my text file. By the way, for those who are lurking and putting up with how long it's taking me to catch up in chat, as always, thank you. You are like also in a very different kind of MVP of the chat, but I do appreciate it because I've gotten way, way far behind, but I also feel like I'm getting close to catching up. So I gotta make sure I'm reading everything. Quicky said, to be fair, Logan, my default resolution set for you is 480. You wanna know what mine is? Mine is 360. Because I like to be able to keep a window open on the stream so that I can glance over if I like miss something or I can see like how bad it's stuttering or something like that. So I totally understand, and I just don't want to use up a lot of internet. But I may have to reduce it to like 720p or something like that. Oak says that's crazy. Vex says,
no way
what?
Mess this up. Yeah, I was about to say, there's no way.
Nevoverse! How you doing, Nevoverse?
How do you mess this up?
That drawing was very sus. Very sus indeed. Nevoverse, I don't think I've gotten to where you showed up in chat, but how are you doing? Good to see you. Oak said that's crazy. Vex says burn as in burn Faraday K's dad. Okay, I forgot that was what his first name was. I am so sorry. So, okay, yes, I like that. That's awesome. Thank you for the clarification. Magpie says, overruled, Bayo. The discussion was about moms. Queegan said also, burn is K's dad, I think. And Crystal with a couple more raid suggestions. So let me copy these over. So now at this point, we're going to have plenty of them. I like the usernames. I've stopped saying the usernames out loud just in case it's like a privacy issue for these people who would raid over on my YouTube VODs. But, hang on. Accidentally did a thing there. There we go. Sorry. I messed up copying it over and accidentally deleted a thing. So thank you very much, Crystal. Quinkita said, I have 510 points. I feel so broke. I wish I could just like give points to people, even if like that you didn't have to earn them. Although maybe we should do more gambling to try and earn more points. Let's see. Chaotic says, here's someone I watch. He's a bit more mature, but maybe you can rate him. All right, let me copy this one down as well. Thank you very much. I mean, mature is not necessarily a eliminating someone from the running. I try to favor people with few number of viewers who are not set to followers or subscriber only and are not playing like a game that we're already playing like farther ahead that would spoil us, if that makes sense. So I've got a bunch of raid suggestions now. So thank you very much, Chaotic. Magpie says, frankly, if you're drinking from shaped teacups, you're going to be in for a miserable time no matter how you do it. Source, have tried. Beck says, as a ceramicist, I am personally offended by Artie Frost's BS teacup and teapot design. Oak says, Logan hasn't even got to the first clip of the night. Now I have. Shingo said, I had not stopped to think of the design until it was pointed out. Queen Gator said, oh, he's nearing the deleted messages, lol. Doc said, Jonathan Harker. Yes, that's who it is, Jonathan Harker. He goes to visit Mr. Dracula. Sorry, he's like my favorite. You might not like his portrayal in the Stephen Moffat Dracula show then. Or maybe you will, I don't know. Magpie says, listen, if Moffat is involved, I do not want to watch it. Ooh, I didn't know he had such strong feelings against Stephen Moffat. Here's the thing. I am not a huge fan of some of the stuff that he did during his Doctor Who tenure as the showrunner. But I like a lot of his individual episodes, like the Blink, or Don't Blink, like Introduce the Weeping Angels and stuff. But that's a whole can of worms I don't want to go into right now. But interesting. Oak said to Magpie, so true. Shingo said, and there we go, the first clip. Oak said, Doc is always right. Quikita said, I'm feeling EP right now. Magpie says, it kind of is a crack ship apparently because nobody else ships these two in spite of them being in the same game as leading rogues. Oak says, me too. Doc says, crack ships are like ships made on crack. Completely ridiculous and usually made as a joke. You too can make a crack ship. Just follow your two favorite characters. I kind of like find that sort of thing endearing. I think somebody described it once, like if you see somebody, if you go over to somebody's house, they have a shelf with stuff that doesn't belong together. It's not from one fandom, that's just weird and random. It kind of shows you, wow, this person just really picks the things that this person likes, that doesn't just go for the normal stuff. And I kind of like that then with shipping too, I suppose. Crystal said, Beowulf is always right. Queen Katie is an icon. Vero is always awesome. And Crystal always tells the truth. Queen Katie says, huh? Crystal says, crack ships are like shipping Sukuna and Cinderella. Well, you know, maybe. Oak said to Dr. LoganRobo and Tanaka for P3. Chris said, have they met? No. Are they in the same universe? No. But there's still a ship. Now I kind of want to Google that, Crystal. Magpie says, mine's more a rare pair, I think. Not quite a crack ship territory. Crystal says, I had mods indeed. Pokemon mods. Oh, on Minecraft. Nice. Doc said, Loganaka is my OTP. Crystal said, Queen Katie, excuse me, says, Logan, take a closer look at this emote. Oh, did you do the modify emote command? I had that off for the longest time, but I finally activated it. Oh, that's adorable. What am I doing to my nose? Am I scratching under it? That's so cute. Oak says, I don't know if you saw my drawing of them kissing or not. And there's where Vero got here, so I gotta be really close to catching up, right? Oak said, Vero, yay! Vero said, hi. He said, Vero. Logan went off, and Crystal was being an epic mod. Nevoverse with an emote. Vero said, win, Crystal, I'm so proud. You're no longer a squire. Crystal says, yippee. Oh, she got promoted too. Nevoverse said, it's been a while. Is it slow mode so we can catch up with chat easier? Yes. Yes, it is. Also, did I save? I should probably save where we're at right now while I'm thinking about it. But yes, that's what it is, Nevoverse. Oak says, hey. Crystal does the shout out. Says, Among Us, very, very sussy baka /J. Vera said, I was playing Repo, and man, it's so much more fun than Lethal Company. I want to play it so bad. Vera said, one of these days we got to have Logan play it. I want to. I really do. Crystal with a breathe command. Hang on. I should have gotten Repo when it first came out because I think it was on sale for like $1 off or something, and now it's just full price. I could have saved $1. Oak said, Vera, did you know you were awesome? Magpie says, I thought Don't Blink was a Neil Gaiman one. No, I thought that was like Stephen Moffat. In fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he adapted that from like a story that he had written for like a Doctor Who magazine or something like that. The one that Neil Gaiman did, or Gaiman did, I always want to say Gaiman for some reason. Neil Gaiman, I believe it was one with the Cybermen later on when, I think... I'm trying to remember. Queen Gator said, I'm so EP. Vera said, I don't know, girl. I think you're more awesome. Said, my favorite crack ship got to be Batman x Optimus Prime just because a random guy who did a TikTok live had the toys of them. Kiss. Doc said, my favorite crack ships is Dick Gumshoe with Pickles the Drummer from Metalocalypse. Oh my gosh. It has been so long since someone made a Metalocalypse reference. Ah! I love Brendan Small's work. I still haven't seen the final movie that like ended the storyline. Oh, that makes me happy. Oak said, Vera, you missed so much. Beef Longer Lore has a wife now named Pork Shorta. Vera says, whoa, I gotta watch the VOD later. Quick, said, thank you for the very Frost stream. There, 3 hours, 9 minutes, and 4 seconds. I caught up to chat for the first time of the night. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. I gotta take a look at these raid suggestions we had a moment ago. If anyone is lurking, I gotta give you guys the rundown on the channel and everything like that. So we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, currently alternating between this game, Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit, and Metaphor Refantasio. So that means tomorrow is Monday. No stream Monday, but what is going on Monday is that is the day when I post the schedule on Discord. So in fact, let me go ahead. I'm sure somebody probably already did this, but here is a link tree, which I'm gonna also then copy over to YouTube as well. That has all my social media, including a Discord invite link, my TikTok, which I got back finally the other day, like, was it 2 days ago, something like that? So I got my TikTok back finally, and my YouTube, my Twitter, all of that good stuff. So feel free to check those things out or ignore them. I am not going to pressure you on any of those things one way or the other. And let me take a look at these raid suggestions we have. Looks like the person with the fewest number of viewers is a VTuber playing a game I have never heard of before. So we're going to be going to do that in just a moment here. But let's see. Vera was saying thank you for the very Crystal Wind stream. Oak said thank you for the very beefy stream. Made me smile. Quickita said see y'all next time for Heismay. Doc says, oh wow, didn't know you were based, Logan. One of my friends loves Metalocalypse, so we made the ship. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, when Metalocalypse first came out, I didn't get super into it, but then a friend of mine was into it and got me to watch more of it, and I slowly kind of figured out, like, it took me a while to get it, if that makes sense. And then I eventually got it, and I'm like, oh, this is crazy fun. Normie said nighty night. Doc says good night. Oak said good night, everyone. Okay, so I should be initiating the raid if people are already saying good night. Otherwise, like, lurkers are gonna be leaving before the raid happens. Quick said goodnight, lol. I'm yawning so much I have tears. I'm sorry, I'm hurrying. Oak said, Logan, pressure everyone to follow you on TikTok. But I don't like doing pressure. You know what it is? I feel like if I give people pressure, they're gonna get on the defensive. I told you guys, this is literally one of my philosophies for life, and it applies to a lot of stuff. It is, if you shove something down somebody's throat, they're gonna be too concerned with spitting it back out to stop and consider how it tastes. And that's how I feel. Like, if you start to, like, pressure people, they're gonna go on the defensive. And so I just, like, trust people. And plus, like, not everybody likes TikTok and not everybody likes Discord. So it's like, if you want to, it's there. It is for you. It'd be great to have you there. But if you don't want to, that's entirely on you. Oh, did somebody do the raid message? I don't know if you did or not. I gotta make sure that I copy it down onto my clipboard for the raid. Let's see. Magpie said, good night, Logan. Crystal said, thank you for the very crack stream. And Vera says, pressuring. And thank you all for being here. You guys are awesome. We'll see you Monday for the, not on stream, but on Discord for the schedule. It's going to be about what you expect. And then Tuesday for some Metaphor, and Thursday we're going to pick up right here where we're leaving off. So I love and appreciate you all. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out. And thank you again to our MVPs, Crystal and Shingo and Queen Katie, for helping us out. You guys are awesome. And thank you, Vera, for getting here, even though it's right at the end. You're awesome as well. Have a good night, everybody. Enjoy the raid. Bye, everybody. Bye. 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 And for those watching the VOD or over on YouTube, good night as well.